Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Travis here, making my broadcast debut alongside Matt Montgomery on the field as always. Brett Eccles is here as our guest tonight, filming for us, and Todd Travis is up here doing stats. We are live from Pirate Stadium here in Longview, Texas, as the Jacksonville Fightin Indians are set to take on the Pine Tree Pirates. Matt, how's this game shaping up this week?
Well, Ryan, this is obviously a critical game for Jacksonville, coming in at 1-1 in District 9 5A Division II, and of course they got that win against Hallsville 2 weeks ago on the road. They lost at home last week, played a great first half against the Marshall Mavericks, and then the second half Marshall made some major adjustments, which we'll be talking more about that pertains to this ball game, and the Mavs pulled away from Jacksonville. 2 weeks ago, Pine Tree opened up District 9 5A play against Marshall, and they defeated the Mavericks 24-7. So if you look at that game, you look at last week's game versus Marshall, you'd say, well, Jacksonville definitely has their work cut out for them. But, you know, a lot of times, Ryan, these matchups like that, you can't look at games like that and say, well, this should happen because that happened. But no doubt, this is the best Pine Tree football team, maybe in their history. I think the 1976 team, and of course, that's why y'all got me here for all this history, I know. But the 1976 Pine Tree team, which had as high a state ranking as number 6 in the state of Texas, and they went too deep in the playoffs back in the day when it just took 4 games to win a state championship. That was a fantastic Pine Tree team. This team may surpass that. They had high expectations. Kerry Lane is in his 5th year and has a little bit of a history with Jacksonville head coach Wayne Coleman. They both were on the same staff at Gilmer for many years, and Coleman got to Jacksonville a year before Kerry Lane came here to Pine Tree. And since Kerry Lane's been here, Pine Tree has made a step after step improvement, and it shows in their 4-0-1 season record so far. So right now it's Texas High, White House, and Pine Tree, all at 2-0 atop the District 9 5A. Yeah,
you mentioned that Pine Tree, this may be their best team ever. And I think we heard a little bit about that from head coach Wayne Coleman last week in his post-game interview, if I remember correctly. Looking at the roster earlier, it kind of looked like a lot of the guys that were problems for us last year are back.
They are. And number 1 is DJ Freeman, the 3-year starter who I jokingly refer to as an 8-year starter because it seems like that cat has been at Pine Tree at quarterback for so long. He was the district MVP last year as a junior, 5'9", 155. So you're thinking, 5'9", 155, MVP as a junior, he's Kyler Murray. I mean,
he is very elusive.
I mean, his legs make it happen, but he also has a great arm. I mean, he can really throw the football just like Kyler Murray can from his 5'9" stature as well. But he's just the guy that really makes it happen. And, of course, they also have Tyler Sheffield back. He gave Jacksonville a lot of problems last year from his running back position. He's a good one. And so you look at him and you look at the leadership of DJ Freeman, and this is a team that added Ethan Morgan as well at running back. Last week, they ran for 357 yards of total offense, but 273 were on the ground when they beat NAC 34-7. So is this a running football team with Pine Tree? It depends. They threw the football early in the season. The common opponent, Crandall. Jacksonville opened up with Crandall, and Crandall came away with a pretty big win. Well, then the next week, Pine Tree went to Crandall and just literally destroyed them, scored 59 on Crandall. So there's another common opponent between Jacksonville and Pine Tree.
Yeah, and we talk about the Hallsville game a couple weeks ago. Jacksonville kind of looked like a different team than they did those first 3 games. And, we saw some glimpses of that last week against Marshall. And, it was really that stop that Marshall had where Patrick Clater's running in on the 1-yard line. And, that was a huge momentum swing in the game. So you can look at the score from last week and say, oh, well, it was, 42-21 final. And, you look at the Pine Tree game against Marshall, and they're 24-7, I think is what you said. And, it was 14-14 with Marshall last week at that point. High school football is a big momentum game. Anything can happen, once one team gets the momentum. And if Jacksonville can start out fast tonight and get some points on the board and get some momentum going their way, I mean, you look at those scores and say, well, Pine Tree kind of put the whooping on Marshall, but I mean, if Jacksonville can get rolling early and get a few stops on defense here early, I mean, it could shape up to go Jacksonville's way for sure.
Well, I'm going to, in my opinion, and I've been harping on this ever since game one, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. I just want to remind our listeners that this part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by Micah Hoffpower and Texas Farm Bureau. Micah is ready to help you with all your life, home, and auto insurance needs. Micah Hoffpower, the professional to call for your insurance at Texas Farm Bureau. We appreciate Micah, class of 1998 Jacksonville High School, for sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff. Ryan, I'm going to give you the stat that has been the difference in Jacksonville being either 3-2 and versus their 1-4 record. 19 turnovers. 19 turnovers in 5 ball games. You think about that. I mean, that's
pretty substantial.
That's almost 4 a game.
Yes.
And so
you look at that Hallsville game and there were 0.
0. Thank you. That's the other point I was going to bring up, and that's the game that Jacksonville won. Last week, 5 turnovers against Marshall. Marshall converted 3 of those for scores. One of them was a pick 6. And the other 2 they converted for scores.
Yes.
That's the 3 touchdown differential right there. And you mentioned it. You're right. That was the turning point in the game. You still had a whole half to go, but it's 14 all. You're about to go up 21-14. And not only does Marshall keep Jacksonville from going up 21-14, they get the ball at the 1-yard line, and they go 99 yards in 4 plays to go up 21-14. Second half, totally different story. Marshall moved their linebackers wide. They took away those little flare passes that Jacksonville just ate them up with in the first half. It's going to be interesting to see Pine Tree tonight. Wayne Coleman feels like they might come out in that Cleburne-Niederland style defenses that we saw in non-district with that 3-3 stack where you got 3 down linemen and then you got your 3 linebackers across the middle that will stay back on that second level in the zone, and then you got your 5 DBs. And they're going to try to make Jacksonville run the football. That's what Wayne Coleman expects out of Pine Tree tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that they've schemed up Jacksonville after 5 weeks of game film they're looking through.
Well, Patrick Clater, he can get it done. Well, he had a fantastic game 2 weeks ago in the district opener against Hallsville, but he's been struggling this year not only with young receivers. Last year, 3 senior receivers. One of them is at the University of Colorado right now, and Chris Carpenter. And so, he had a lot of experience he was throwing to last year as a junior. This year, he's having to adjust a little bit to some really young receivers. And so he's thrown for 1,347 yards and 12 touchdowns in 5 games, but it's 14 interceptions for Patrick. That's been the killer, but I'm not going to put all those interceptions on Patrick. Again, a young receiving core. Out of those 14 picks, I got to say 5 or 6 of those are on the receivers that didn't either run the right route, he was thrown to a spot, or they tipped it and the other team picked it off. So defensively tonight, Ryan, it's going to be a real challenge for Jacksonville stopping, really to me, a 3-headed monster in that backfield for Pine Tree. Freeman, the quarterback, of course, and then Sheffield and Morgan. In Jacksonville, to win this game, Ryan, they're going to really have to tackle much better than they did last week against Marshall.
For sure. I kind of came up with what I thought were 3 keys to tonight's game, and I think we've kind of touched on 2 of them so far. One is to win the turnover battle. That's been huge. We saw that against Hallsville. You have 0 interceptions. I don't even know that we had a fumble that game, and you come out with a win because we ended up winning that turnover battle. And then, that's been key. Like you said a minute ago from Marshall last week, it ended up being the 3 touchdown difference that we saw. And then to wrap up and tackle on defense, we're gonna have to stop their run game because we have not been very successful so far this season stopping the run. And then I think one thing that we kind of harped on a lot while I was in college at ETBU was to pick up the first down on a drive. Don't go 3 and out. It's such a momentum killer. You've had your defense out there. They've gotten a stop, and then you go out, and if you go 3 and out, that's just a huge momentum killer. Your defense is already kind of gassed, and they have to go back out there. So I think if we can get the first down, if we can make sure that we tackle on defense and stop the run, and then win the turnover battle tonight, we have a great chance of winning.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of those exactly. And I'll add one thing else, special teams. Jacksonville beat Hallsville 2 weeks ago, with 2 huge kickoff returns, one to start the game, and they started at their own 45 and went down and scored. And then, of course, the 97-yard touchdown kickoff return by Isaiah Mallard. And, of course, Jacksonville won that game 59-44. So I think that's what you're going to have tonight. And you mentioned Jacksonville winning the turnover battle, and what you're saying there's that Pinetree's going to have to turn it over.
Yes.
And that's something they have not done so far this year.
Well, and a lot of that may be that we have to cause some turnovers.
Exactly. You got to create your turnovers. You got to get pressure on Freeman. And to me, that's the thing that's scary about Freeman. Do you put pressure on him? I mean, I'm not sure you do that. I think you kind of have a net out there, because if you put pressure on him, he is going to outrun you. Jacksonville does not have the defensive line or linebackers that can run him down. So you want to just kind of keep him in front of you, make him throw the football, and then your defensive backs have got to make some plays.
For sure. He's very elusive, very quick. If he gets the edge on you, I mean, it's going to be hard for anybody to catch him tonight.
And again, district MVP last year for that very reason.
Oh, yes. Yes. And, I mean, I watched some highlight film of them the other day trying to, get ready for this play-by-play that I'm doing tonight. And he was most of the scores that I was seeing were passing touchdowns.
When you watch him in warm-ups, I was just talking to Wayne Coleman about that. I said, look, he's 5'9", 155. He won't play quarterback in college. I mean, he won't just because of his size. But then when we were watching him and you watch him throw the football, oh my goodness. I mean, it comes out of his hand like he's 6'4". He can sling it. I mean, he's got a great flick on the ball, the way it turns. And so, we talk about the way he can run, but my goodness, he can throw the football. And it's just sad he's only 5'9", 155. I mean, he's going to have to play inside receiver at a small school. So that's sad, but that's just the fact. But Jacksonville will have their hands full tonight, definitely, with DJ Freeman. And let's not forget the Pine Tree defense. Huge improvement since Kerry Lane's been here. I mean, you hold a Marshall team to 7 points. Now, granted, Marshall turned the ball over in that game 4 times. And so that's one of the reasons that Pine Tree won the game 24-7. There you go.
For sure, for sure. DJ Freeman is definitely going to be a threat. And, you say he probably won't go somewhere and play quarterback, but we have seen lots of smaller QBs in the past couple of years.
We have. I mean, but, it's Johnny Manziel's and Kyler Murray's, those guys are rare. I mean, you don't see too many of those guys that are that special. I'm not saying DJ Freeman is not. He is definitely special. But I will say this, Cam High for Jacksonville, to me, is every bit as good as DJ Freeman. He was the district MVP for Jacksonville in that district that had Ennis that year, his senior year. And he's an inside receiver now at New Mexico Highlands. So it's just unfortunate that offenses these days they just go for the bigger guys. They don't give the small guys. I mean, if you weigh less than 160, 170, you're not playing quarterback. I mean, that's pretty. And Kyler Murray, he's about 180. He's a lot bigger than this kid.
That is true. That is true. 155 is kind of light for a QB.
Yep, sure is.
All right, well, it is 6:59. It is about time to hear from Coach Coleman on Smoke Signals. It's sponsored by All Smiles, as they do sponsor all of our conversations with head coach Wayne Coleman. So let's go ahead and throw it over to Smoke Signals. Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Welcome to Smoke Signals, everyone. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with head football coach and athletic director Wayne Coleman. Jacksonville played at home last week against Marshall. Coach, Mavs come away with a 42-21 win, and that game just changed. Really, it looked like to me at the end of that first half when you didn't get in, they turned right around. A 14-point swing right there is killer.
Yeah, it was. We had a chance to take the lead there and hopefully finish off the first half with the lead, but we don't get it in, and they have a great drive.
You had a great game plan in the first half. I mean, it's 14-all, and you're just inking and dinking it down the field, and get first downs, started piling up, and then you kept your defense off the field, which was pretty key with Marshall's running game.
It is. I think we had 23 first downs, which is probably our best performance of the year in that category. Did a good job of possessing the football. Our time of possession was real good. The game plan was working good the first half.
Once again, Coach, it was turnovers, and that was pretty much the difference in the game. You just a couple of them came late though when the game was a little bit ahead, but those are starting to pile up, and I know that's an issue, and I know you guys work on that. But also Marshall made some pretty good plays on the ball too.
They did, and they've got great team speed. So anytime you're facing that kind of speed, it's going to put your kids in positions where they've got to make quicker decisions, and makes the opportunity for mistakes much greater.
Once again, Coach, you peppered the field with receivers. I mean, you had like 7 different guys catch the football. I know you want to continue to do that. It's hard to focus on one guy when you're doing that kind of stuff.
It is, and we're going to continue to spread it around and keep everybody involved in the offense. It's important that there's going to be nights where a defense chooses to focus in, take this player or that player away, so we've got to have everybody ready to step up.
Coach, it's been a long time since Jacksonville has had a much better game statistically than Marshall. It's usually been the other way around. And again, turnovers had a key, but sometimes you can't really pinpoint it on one thing. But statistically, you just had overall better than Marshall was.
Yeah.
Except the score.
Yeah, obviously we'd trade those numbers with them right now. Our kids played hard, and it's a tribute to them. They've really been grinding this year. They haven't given up. They keep working hard. They believe in the plan, and for the most part, we executed the plan pretty well the other night.
Well, there were some great highlights in the game versus Marshall. Let's take a look at those right now. Of course, here's the first touchdown of Latrell, and it just got right in the blue paint.
Yeah, it's a route that we ran a lot last year with Freeney, and Latrell's doing it now for us.
Here's our defensive player of the game, senior Darian Jones. Boy, he sniffed that out.
Darian had a great all-around game, especially on defense.
One step here to Latrell, gets that foot down.
Yeah, another great play by Latrell.
Watch Hinojosa here on a tough run.
Dino's a tough kid. He runs the ball really hard. He's a great inside runner for us. He's willing to take the pounding.
There's the deep ball to your freshman.
Just a great play by Mello there. Great throw by Clater. Well-executed play.
Coach, and you look at the statistics, I mean, you just had so many big plays, and unfortunately, it just seemed like Marshall just kind of eased away there in the second half. I mean, your defense played really well, I thought.
They did. I mean, it's unfortunate that they had, 2 or 3 just really big runs. And it's hard to explain sometimes to people what happens, but basically on every single play that an offense runs against you, you've got a defensive player assigned to fit in a certain gap, and this guy's got to be there. So all 11 guys have to be in the right spot, and it only takes about one guy to miss what we call a fit, and there's a wide open hole to run through. And when you've got Marshall speed, and you misfit 3 times, that's 3 touchdowns.
I don't think people really take into account the spacing that football has, and like you said, the A gap, the B gap, the slots, the fits, really important.
It is, and it takes a lot of discipline, and that's why when you'll see people say, how come that kid doesn't play anymore? He's the fastest kid on the team, or whatever. Well, number one, is he always going to be in the right gap? Can you count on him to be dependable? Because the other 10 guys on defense are expecting him to be in the right place all the time. Number 2, will he tackle? Can he tackle? So there's so many things that go into it that I think, it's easy in the stands sometimes to say, that kid doesn't get to play enough. Well, we make our kids earn the right to play. And if they prove they can do it in practice, then they get to play.
So you're 1-1 in district with a lot of other teams. So, I mean, this thing's still going on, still in it. Pine Tree, one of the leaders in the district. I'm not going to call them the surprise of the district. Everybody knew this was going to be one of their best teams, maybe ever. This is a good Pine Tree team that you're heading over to Longview to play. Of course, we know about DJ Freeman. I think this is his 8th year to start, something like that.
It, yeah.
Man, he's been there forever. But this is a good Pine Tree team, wow.
They are. They do a great job of ball control. They run the ball really well. They've got a huge offensive line. And then they play action you, and that's usually how they get people open. Freeman is just a big-time playmaker. If you are able to shut down the run game with the running back, they're gonna let Freeman tote the ball and make big plays with his feet.
Yeah, you mentioned the running back, really good, and then they have another running back that I saw that's pretty good too. So they used to have those big, tall receivers that graduated, but now they kind of replaced it with more of a running attack.
Yeah, they're very much a power run game team. They're able to establish a run with those guys on the inside, and then Freeman will keep the ball and get outside on the edges against you. And anytime he gets loose, he's got a chance to score.
You know, we're talking about their offense being so prolific, but you can't forget about their defense. I mean, Marshall only scored 7 points on them. Of course, I know they had some turnovers, but this is a Pine Tree team that beat Crandall like 59-21 or something like that. So their defense has really improved too.
They have. They switched from a 3-4 look that they've run for the last 3 or 4 years. They've gone to a 4-2-5. They've gotten bigger on the line, so they've got some big defensive tackles. Very athletic defensive end. They're pretty good on defense.
The speed factor, I mean, I don't know if we're going to see too many teams as fast as Marshall until Texas High comes to town the next week. What on defense, what kind of look are they going to give you? Are they going to have the kind of team speed that Marshall has?
They may not have the team speed that Marshall has all around, but they've got it in the right place at the quarterback position. And then they've got a slot receiver that can really go also. So they've got them spaced out in the right places. It makes it very difficult to defend them.
Coach, what will you try to do offensively? I mean, you had such a great game plan against Marshall last week, and they made the adjustments in the second half. I know Pine Tree watches that. So how will you attack their defense this week?
I think we have to just try to keep executing what we do. We were over 100 yards rushing last week and over 300 yards passing. You know, you'd like to have it a little more balanced, but when you're knocking out 23 first downs, it's hard to want to change the plan very much. We're getting to the point where we've gotten a lot of reps invested in some of the routes with the kids. The kids are getting more comfortable. I think we have to keep doing what we want to do.
I know people like me always ask you, what's going to be the plan? Well, you already have the plan. I mean, you guys have your offense that you run, but there are tweaks and things as you move through the season, aren't there?
There are personnel matchups. There are playing the chess game where you have to calculate what adjustment they're going to make defensively, so that you've got a plan to counterattack that. And so you try to stay one step ahead of the other team. They are a multi-coverage team, which makes it a little more difficult to game plan for them. A lot of people will have a base coverage that they run out of. They will show you 2, 3, 4 different coverages every game. So that makes it a little more difficult on us.
And you mentioned chess game. I know that you guys scout yourselves and you put yourselves and you look at your situations, what plays you ran in certain situations, and the other team's looking at that, so you try to change that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got to make sure that they don't get a bead on you when you've got certain personnel in the game or whatever. So you have to have plays off of the plays.
So, Coach, 1-1 in district. What are the keys to the game for you guys to get that second win this week?
You know, we just got to play the game clean. We played a really good game last week. It just, and I'm not even saying, because our defense forced 3 turnovers.
They did.
I'm not saying that you have to be turnover free, but you have to have fewer than the other team. So, you know, when we're forcing 3 turnovers against Marshall, if we could have just been at 1 or 2, we win that football game. And when you're playing, I mean, your tail off and you're playing against fast football teams, mistakes are going to happen. And our kids generally respond to our mistakes very well. They keep grinding it out. They're tough-minded. If we can just win the turnover battle, I'm not saying don't turn the ball over. I'm saying if we can get Pine Tree to 3 turnovers and us to 1, then I think we've got a great chance to win the football game.
And you're at that part of the district schedule where you had the big 3, right? And they're on Marshall, Pine Tree, and then T-High the next week. And this is a time when your kids really got to lock down.
Yeah, they do. They got to stay focused, and this isn't. You can't let you know the loss against Marshall cost you the next week. You don't want to lose 2 games when you lost 1. You can't let that mentality affect you. You've got to lock in and say, okay, it's a new game right now. Let's start over.
Well, it's Jacksonville versus Pine Tree over at Pirate Stadium in Longview. We'll be online at 6:45 on jhs-sports.com. You can listen to us on our YouTube channel. For head coach Wayne Coleman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signals.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium here in Longview, Texas, as we have some homecoming festivities going on for Pine Tree.
Yeah, what else is new?
Yeah, it seems like we're going to be homecoming for every away game that we go to.
Yeah, until we start putting some more W's in the column, people are going to start scheduling Jacksonville every year for homecoming. And, I think this homecoming court, I'm looking over there, there's 10 of them. There's some football players mixed in there, so it's a lot of homecoming activities that we have seen in pregame a lot this year. Folks, this part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by our good friends Gene Brumelo and his daughter Ann Farmer of the South Jackson Street Dairy Queen. Gene, class of 1967, and his daughter Ann, she is the class of 2006. We appreciate Gene and Ann of the South Jackson Street Dairy Queen sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff. Ryan, it could not be a better night for football.
It is extremely nice outside, which I know we're up here in the booth, so we're not necessarily feeling how nice it is outside.
Well,
but I know when we walked in, it was probably about 70 degrees, and it was maybe just a little bit of a breeze, not much of one.
Yeah, it's there's no breeze on the field at all. I'm looking up at you guys at the press box.
There's some flags blowing up here.
The flags
by
are blowing
us.
up, but even if the ball gets up, it's not going to be a factor tonight. As the flags in the south end zone, if you see them, they're limp on the pole.
Yeah,
so
they are.
There's
There's
no
no
wind
wind
at
down
all,
there.
and it is just no humidity. Wayne Coleman and I were talking about, man, is this the perfect night for football? You love these nights, and you think about it, and we talked about this on the drive over. Really, this would be the last night of the season in a normal season. Of course, there's nothing about 2020 normal.
That is true, yeah. Normally we get about this time of the year and we're kind of wrapping things up with the last game, and it's been a little while since Jacksonville's been to the playoffs, so it'd be nice to get some W's here at the end of the season and maybe make a playoff game.
Well, 2017 was the last time that Jacksonville was in the playoffs, and of course when you're in a district with Texas High and Marshall and that's something that may change in the next realignment. Jacksonville just continues to be at the lower end of that 5A Division II level. And, Lindale, one of Jacksonville's district opponents for many years, they dropped. They're the largest 4A high school in the state.
Oh, really?
Yes, they made the cutoff by like 5 students.
Wow.
So they just got under the wire. And Jacksonville is right there right now. It just depends on what the UIL does on the next. It's not this next year; it's the following year. And so you're in this district this is the first year of the new district. Then you got next year. Then you have realignment. And so I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings about that, Ryan, because if you go down to 4A, the competition is still. It's
still good.
It's Carthage.
Yes.
You could be in there with a Jasper. It's Kilgore. Henderson. These are teams that are still. But I will say overall, it would be more fair for Jacksonville to be playing teams at that size instead of playing. Marshall has 1,600 students compared to Jacksonville's 1,225. Texas High has 1,700 students. You give me 500 more students, and I'm going to find you some pretty good football players out of that.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't realize that Jacksonville, I guess, was that close.
Very close.
What is the cutoff?
Well, it's 1250. It's 1250 this year. This last realignment, and so Jacksonville, they're below that right now. So,
wow.
Yeah, and I remember back in the day, in the late 90s and early 2000s, Jacksonville was 5A Division I. That's how much the population in 5A has gone up so much through the years. When a Frisco school district builds 10 high schools and they're all 5A and they're all like 1,700 students, that just raises the 5A level.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that, now we've got 6A.
So looking around the district tonight, Ryan, there's some really interesting games. Of course, we're at Longview and Pine Tree Stadium where Jacksonville is visiting the Pine Tree Pirates. Texas High at Marshall.
That'll be a good one.
That's the game of the week. It is really a big game for Marshall, particularly at 1-1 and Texas High at 2-0. Of course, you can make the playoffs in this district with 3 losses, maybe 4, depending on which 4 you lose. So, but typically, if you get 4 wins, you're going to get in. So that's a big game. NAC is at Mount Pleasant. NAC's 0-2. Mount Pleasant is also 0-2, so somebody's going to get their first win. White House atop the leaderboard with T-High and Pine Tree. They are at Hallsville tonight. So of all the schools, White House, they really have a good chance to go to 3-0. Of course, a lot of people think Pine Tree will definitely has the advantage over Jacksonville tonight. And then that T-High Marshall game is going to be a big one.
For sure. I mean, that one may end up deciding. If Marshall can pull off a win, that'll definitely decide where the top of the district may be.
Well,
at the end of the season.
it'll really jumble it up. Of course,
yeah.
Next week, Jacksonville goes to Nacogdoches, and then T-High comes to the Tomato Bowl in a couple of weeks. So, Jacksonville's got really – this has been a tough road for them here. 3 of their last after the Hallsville game when they opened district with a win, 3 of your next 4 games are against the district leaders.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough schedule. I mean you start off district with a really good game and a good win, and then you're playing some of the top teams in the district on the next few games.
Yeah, and the Texas High game is going to be really interesting. I mean they have a linebacker going to Oklahoma. They have an offensive lineman going to Arkansas. I mean that's the kind of players that It may be Texas High's best team since they won the state championship back in 2002, a year, by the way, Jacksonville played Texas High in bi-district at Rose Stadium, and that was the year that Texas High went on to win the state championship.
Yeah, and I know that we've talked some about Texas High, maybe on the drive over to some of these away games, and just the size of their team.
Yeah.
I know that a few times I think you said something like their offensive line is somewhat college-looking.
Yeah, very much college-looking. If Jacksonville fans remember back in the day and back in 2000 when Jacksonville made their deepest run in the playoffs, 4 games deep, played at Texas Stadium, and that Jacksonville team averaged about 285 across the offensive line. Massive players. A couple of them went to A&M, Quentin Holman and Jamie Hightower, and that's the kind of offensive line that Texas High is going to bring to Tomato Bowl in a couple of weeks. But we're at Pine Tree tonight, and I'm going to tell you, they have some size too, guys. They've got 285, 267.
Those are some big guys.
Yeah, 275 I'm looking at right here. They've got some big guys.
They've definitely got a force up front if they've got guys that are that size.
And how about a 6'5", 250-pound freshman?
Good grief.
Yes, tight end, defensive lineman, Dylan Evans. So Jacksonville just does not match up with Pine Tree on the line like they did against, say, a Hallsville. And so it's going to be a game tonight that Jacksonville is going to have to use some smoke and mirrors defensively, because Pine Tree has the kind of offensive line that can just pancake you. And so you're going to have to see some stunts. You're going to have to see some creativity by Kenny Kennedy, Jacksonville's defensive coordinator, to put some pressure on DJ Freeman, the quarterback for Pine Tree.
Yeah, and I mean, with guys that size, it makes it easy to, open up some holes for their running game as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So and this is a game that people just have counted Jacksonville out. And as we talked about before the smoke signals show, turnovers have been just the key, in my opinion, to why Jacksonville has been unable to break out. And you just can't move the ball down the field and then somebody cough it up. It just – or you throw an interception and it just kills your drive. Or you do what you talked about earlier, Ryan. You open up your drive and you go 3 and out. And I got to tell you, Jacksonville put together a really nice first half last week against Marshall.
They did, yes.
They just weren't able to adjust to Marshall's defensive adjustments in the second half, and then you had the turnovers.
Yeah, the turnovers were definitely a killer in that game. I mean, when you break it down the way that you did before we were doing smoke signals, and you say, well, they converted off basically these 3 turnovers, and that was the difference in the game. I mean, that just shows how critical that this turnover battle is going to be tonight.
Yeah, and one of them was a pick 6. So
yes.
Not only was it a turnover, but it resulted in points. And let's not forget that, I mentioned the 19 turnovers that Jacksonville has in 5 games. I mean, it just hurts for me to say that. I just can't remember a season where that has Jacksonville's had this many turnovers at the midpoint of the season. 2 safeties. Remember those?
Yes.
They had 2 safeties.
I almost forgot about the safeties.
And those are turnovers with points. So when you think about it, that's really 21. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I mean there are some situations where you definitely want to take a safety, but I mean the way that we've been playing offensively, a safety hurts
big time. And how quickly can Patrick Clater get rid of the football tonight? It'll be the second game in a row that Jacksonville will be without one of their top offensive linemen, Aiden Gay. He's out again. And so somebody's going to have to step up and fill that gap. Last week, Jacksonville did a nice job on the offensive line in that first half. And in the second half, as I mentioned, the Marshall adjustments. How will Pine Tree handle that? Again, Wayne Coleman believes they're going to try to make Jacksonville run the football. And we know that Jacksonville has switched to a more not a running back, but kind of a trio of running backs, if you will. I expect to see Bryson Tatum get some more carries tonight in the backfield, if that's the kind of defense that Pine Tree wants to run and make Jacksonville run the football. And Devin McEwen didn't get as many carries last week running the football against Marshall as he did against Hallsville. He could be back there, and of course the starter, Dino Hinojosa, the senior, had a fantastic game, 76 yards rushing against Hallsville in the district opener last week. Caught some nice passes out of the backfield, but truth be told, Jacksonville just did not run the ball well last week against Marshall. They just didn't get it going like they did against Hallsville.
No, and Devin McEwen has definitely been a difference maker since they've put him in the backfield, and if he can get some more explosive plays like he did against Hallsville, that'll definitely put a spark.
Well, he is definitely a surprise. The sophomore McEwen, he's got to get touches, and Wayne Coleman knows that. And a nice game last week also by Dontrell Rivers, caught 2 touchdown passes. Jacksonville is going to need him because I got a feeling that Pine Tree's going to come out and play press coverage. They're going to keep Devin McEwen from getting his touches. They've seen enough film on him, so you got to have guys step up like that. Jacksonville will be without Carmelo Claiborne tonight, the wide receiver who caught a 75-yard touchdown pass last week. He'll be out tonight. And so Tony Pinson, the junior, who had a couple of nice catches the last couple of weeks, he will step into that spot that Carmelo will not be here tonight. Jacksonville has come out onto the field. Pine Tree also out on the field. We are just a few minutes away from Week 3, District 9 5A Division II play here at Longview at Pirate Stadium. Glad you're with us here on JHS-sports.com. Fans, don't forget this part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by our good friends Gene Brumelo, class of 1967, and daughter Ann Farmer, class of 2006. Of the South Jackson Street Dairy Queen. We appreciate Dairy Queen and Gene and Ann sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff. Now, Ryan will have a moment of silence, and then we'll have our other festivities to start this game.
And our students and the men and women who serve to help us protect us in our communities and around the world. Thank you. And now will you please remain standing and turn your attention to the flags in the north end zone. The national anthem will be played this evening by the Pine Tree Pride Marching Band under the direction of Mark Perry.
Pine Tree High School Band with the national anthem. We're at Pine Tree Pirates Stadium in Longview, Texas, where Jacksonville is about to take on the Pine Tree Pirates. And Ryan, it's about game time, brother.
It is. And, Pine Tree's press box is very high up in the air.
Very nice, too.
It is very nice, but it does make it a tad difficult to see some of these numbers.
Yeah, I know I'm going to have to help you, especially Pine Tree with those gold numbers.
They're actually easier to read than Jacksonville's
okay.
are with the blue numbers on the white jerseys.
Captain's now meeting in midfield. Of course, it's just captain singular now with this dadgum COVID thing still going around. Darian Jones representing Jacksonville, the senior, and Courtney Stittman, number 10, a senior wide receiver for Pine Tree, representing the Pirates. Again, just a perfect night for football, no wind.
Did you get a coin toss call?
Yep, it's coming down. Pine Tree has won the toss, and they're going to take the football, and they're going to give the ball to their quarterback, DJ Freeman.
I wasn't sure if you'd gotten some insider knowledge before the game or not.
I did. They actually flipped that one. Yeah, so Jacksonville will put their defense on the field first. Actually, Pine Tree won the toss, so Jacksonville is going to be on defense. They're not putting them out there. Pine Tree put them out there by winning the toss. So we got a 5-man officiating crew. Remember last week, actually a 7, which is much better.
Wow.
Last week, Jacksonville played Marshall, guys. A 5-man officiating crew. Usually it's a 7 at the 5A level, a 7-man officiating crew. Instead, it was 5 because they just didn't have enough officials last week, is my understanding. And they had to go with a 5-man crew. And then going into the fourth quarter, one of the officials was injured. So the game, basically the whole fourth quarter, was 4 officials trying to cover a 5A high school game. That was tough, and we saw a lot of tough calls as a result of that. So we are set to go as Jacksonville's Jose Solano, the senior, has it teed up for Jacksonville. And we're set to go. Glad you're with us and with your play-by-play. Here's Ryan Travis.
All right, we've got Jose Solano teeing it up. He's going to kick it, and it's going to go to Pine Tree about the 30. He's running right over here, and he's taken down by the Indians about the 38-yard line.
It's Nakima Williams with the kickoff return. He caught it about his 22. He'll get it up to about the 37, about a 15-yard return for Pine Tree, as they'll set up at their own 38-yard line to start the game.
Yeah, they are, and, we're getting to see Jacksonville's defense early.
And it'll be Ethan Morgan in the backfield with DJ Freeman, the Pine Tree quarterback. Jacksonville's bringing a guy on the field late there, Ryan. Wow.
They are, yep. Freeman launches one downfield, and it goes through the hands of the receiver.
Jacksonville just not a very good first play. Not only did they only have 10 men on the field and somebody was running in when the ball was snapped, but Isaiah Mallard completely lost touch of the receiver there, number 6, Keelan Turner. Yeah, and he was wide open.
He was wide open.
What a pass by Freeman, dropped. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 now. Man, not a good start right there.
Got 3 wide receivers left, loading that left side. DJ Freeman takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off.
Second level tackle.
Bryson Tatum on the tackle there.
Yep.
Takes down number 22, Ethan Morgan, about the 50-yard line. Pine Tree picks up the first down.
And again, Jacksonville with that 3-4 defense. Again, personnel issues. Jacksonville subbing now. Here comes Peter Torres. It's week 6, and the Indians trying to go some different defensive looks there as they go into that 3-4.
Yes, they will.
First down, Pine Tree.
Freeman's in the backfield by himself. 3 left, 1 right. Takes the snap. It's looking, throws over the middle.
Caught.
And it's caught.
Just a little sneak pass right there, and it's caught by Keelan Turner.
Keelan Turner, he may be the target man tonight.
Yeah, he is their leading receiver. I mean, he runs good routes, a little slant route. Did you notice how sneaky DJ Freeman was right there? He kind of tucked the ball like he might run.
It looked like he was going to run there for a minute.
Pulled it up and strikes for another first down for Pine Tree. Pushes the ball to the Jacksonville 37.
And DJ Freeman is going to take the snap, hand it off to Ethan Morgan. and the Indians take him down about the 31-yard line.
Casey Kennedy with a tackle coming up from his strong safety position. And again, the Indians just not getting much penetration up front. Again, 3 down linemen. You got Cleaver, you got Hernandez, and Caden Franklin. Those 3 men up front for Jacksonville. They got to get a little bit more push off that defensive line.
Yes, they do. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand it off again. And it looks like that may be for a first down, Matt.
Yeah, it's Morgan again, and he's going to be really close there. It is a first down. Good call, Ryan. 3rd first down for Pine Tree. This drive started at the Pine Tree 38-yard line, is now down to the Jacksonville 25. So Pine Tree takes the opening kickoff, and they have just run the ball right at Jacksonville.
They have, which is kind of what we were expecting to see.
Exactly.
Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Morgan again, who goes up the middle, and he's taken down by, it looks like Bryson Tatum, about the 18-yard line.
He'll
I
pick
think
up.
they're going to spot him at the 19.
He'll pick up 6.
Yep.
Casey Kennedy. 2nd down, 4 yards to go.
You know,
Yes,
when
the
Morgan
Indians.
hits that first level, there's just nobody there for Jacksonville. He's
There's
just running
not.
free.
No, and the Pine Tree offensive line is getting some good holes here for him. Freeman steps back, and he's going to throw over the middle, and that's a touchdown. And it looks like that was to Keelan Turner, if I'm seeing this number correctly from being a mile up in the stadium.
Keelan Turner, 19-yard touchdown, just a nice drag route, if you want to call it. He was on the far side of the field from where the Jacksonville bench is, where you guys are sitting, and he just came all the way across the field, and Freeman just waited and waited.
He was wide open.
And he got hit for the score
He
from
was.
19.
See the extra point here from Brant Herber. It is up, and it is good. All right, so with 9:04 left here in the first quarter, that brings the score to Pine Tree 7, Jacksonville nothing. We'll take a quick break and then come back for the opening kickoff. You're watching Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday, Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back here at Pirate Stadium, where the Pine Tree Pirates are leading the Indians 7-0. We're going to be seeing a kickoff here from Brant Herber. He is kicking left to right.
Isaiah Mallard deep for Jacksonville. And, wow, 67-yard drive to start the game. Or 63-yard, excuse me. Here's Mallard.
Kick is up. Mallard takes it about the 10-yard line, and he's going to run. Oh, he makes some moves and makes his way out to the 35-yard line.
Good return by Mallard. I loved his patience right there, waiting for the wall to set up, and then
when he saw the hole, he took it.
He just waited for his spot, and nice return. He's been a very pleasant surprise for Jacksonville this year on kickoff returns, as Jacksonville will get this drive started. Their first drive at their own 35. It's Patrick Clater, the senior, at quarterback, and
Dominic
Dino
Hinojosa.
Hinojosa. Yeah.
Patrick Clater.
All right. Clater takes a snap, hands off to Hinojosa, who finds a good hole and makes his way out to about the 42, 43-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year, this is the game here at Pine Tree where Dominic Hinojosa had his coming out party. I mean, he hadn't been playing at all in the first many games, and he came over here and had about 68 yards rushing or something like that, just under 70. Gets a nice gain right there.
Does. Picks up 7.
It's 7, yeah.
Clater takes a snap, hands off to Hinojosa again, who goes around the edge, but he is met by Minnie, a Pirate, over there on that right side.
Yeah, and ran right in number 44, Dallas Dixon.
He did. He picked up a yard, it looks like, though.
Yeah, third
So
down.
we'll find a 3rd down and 2 here. Let's see if the Indians can convert. This is one of my keys to the game,
Yeah, this
Matt.
is what you were talking about earlier, Ron. You don't go 3 and out right
Can't
here.
go 3 and out right here.
You got to get the first, especially after Pine Tree went down and scored on their opening kickoff on a nice drive of 62 yards.
All right, let's see what the Indians do. Clater takes the snap. He's going to throw to Hinojosa, who it looks like he picked up the first down there,
Yeah,
Matt.
he got it. Perfect. That's exactly
That's
what
a great play.
Yeah, it's just designed to get 3 yards, and they only needed 2, and they got 3. So Jacksonville picks up their first down. Bill McCray Ford first down.
Bill McCray Ford first down.
Yeah, to the 45 of
45.
Jacksonville. Yep.
We got 3 receivers left, 1 right. Hinojosa is still in the backfield. Clater takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Hinojosa again, who's going to go across midfield.
Nice.
Good pickup of about 5 yards there.
And a nice block by Uriel Perez for Jacksonville. He kicked out the tackle, and you thought, well, Hinojosa's going to bend that out. No, nice job by the senior Hinojosa seeing Perez's block, and he went right off of it for a nice 5-yard gain.
And spun off a defender there.
Sure did.
Broke a tackle.
Yeah.
2nd and 5. We're going 4 left, 1 right. Empty backfield. Hinojosa in motion. Clater takes the snap, and he takes off running. He will pick up the first down. That's a good gain there, Matt.
Great read that time by Patrick Clater. He only had really one primary receiver downfield looking for Casey Kennedy, who came off his H-back position. He was covered, and Patrick does a nice job moving the pocket up and then seeing nothing and then taking off for the first down.
Yeah, it's a good 8-yard pickup down to the 42 of Pine Tree. Indians with 3 left, 1 right. He's going to hand off to Hinojosa again, who picks up, looks like about 4 yards. So we should see a 2nd and 6 here, Matt.
You know, if you can continue to play ahead of the chains like Jacksonville has on this opening drive, I mean, keep the ball away from Pine Tree and chew up the clock, match their score, obviously. I mean, you could be interesting here. Just don't turn the ball over. Ball control.
Clock management is going to be huge tonight.
It is going to be very big for Jacksonville.
Indians 3 left, 1 right. Hinojosa in the backfield. McEwen in motion. Clater takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws to McEwen, and he's going to lose a couple yards there, Matt.
Yeah, trying to get him in space.
He just
and
had too many guys on
Pine
him.
Tree just they sniffed that out.
They did.
And you're just trying to get the ball into the hands of your playmaker, the sophomore Devin McEwen. Short side of the field, so that brings up an interesting 3rd down.
And 8 yards.
About 8 to go, yeah.
Yep.
Ball still at the 40 of Pine Tree. So you got to go a little more vertical here.
Need 8. Clater takes a snap, throws. Oh, wow.
That's a
Is
shot.
that Latrell Rivers? He got
Yes.
hit there pretty hard, Matt.
Yeah, that's a clean hit.
It was a clean hit.
Had his hands on the football. He would have been out of bounds had he caught the ball. And Jacksonville looks like they're going to bring in their punting unit and play a little field position right here.
It's a smart move.
It is.
You're at the 40.
You are.
You know Pine Tree's offense is going to move the ball. They're going to be potent tonight.
Darian Jones.
So it's important to make them play as long a field as they can.
And it'll be Darian Jones. The deep snapper is Brantley Bauer, the junior.
Need to pin him deep here. Jones.
Oh.
Oh, it's a fake. And it
Casey
they get it.
Kennedy. It's a fake, and he
Wow.
got it. How about that?
Casey Kennedy with a great catch there and a good upfield run.
What a throw
He's
by
gonna get to the
Darian.
19.
How about Darian Jones, huh?
Yeah,
He
I was
saw-
not expecting that fake there.
And he picked the ball up the turf. I mean, the ball it was not a great snap, and he scooped it up, and he faked the punt, and he faked his leg, I should say. He just drills a shot to Casey Kennedy for the Jacksonville first down at the Pine Tree 19.
We've talked about momentum. That's a huge momentum swing. Clater takes the snap, hands off to Hinojosa, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards here down to the 15. Number 40, Ryan Levingston on the stop for Pine Tree there.
You know, we talked about DJ Freeman, the Pine Tree quarterback, not being very big. Hey, we can one-up him easily with Dino Hinojosa. He's 5'6", about 160, maybe 155 himself. Power run right there for 5.
He's moving the ball right now. Clater takes the snap. He's looking left. He's going to throw to Devin McEwen, but it's broken up.
Yeah, just the delivery too slow by Patrick right there. Got to release that ball just a little bit sooner. And by holding it right there, he allowed the free safety, number 10, Courtney Stipman, to get over there.
He did. That ball needed to be in the air before McEwen turned around.
I mean, he was open. Devin McEwen ran a nice corner route to the back of the end zone, and just a little timing there. So 3rd down, we'll call it 6. Yeah.
3rd and 6. 2 right, 1 left. Clater takes the snap, hands off to Hinojosa. And he's going to pick up, it looks about 2 yards there, so that'll bring up 4th and 4.
Yeah, interesting right there. I thought Jacksonville might go with a zone read with Patrick Clater and let him try to power his way to that 1st down, but he decides to give the ball on a clear give. It was not a read right there. Patrick gave it to Hinojosa. As you said, he only got about a yard, maybe 2, so it's 4th down. A long 4 to go. Jacksonville has to get to the Pine Tree 9.
I'm kind of surprised they would not kick the ball here, if I'm being honest.
Jose can get it in there, but Wayne Coleman
can
try to match that score.
He's going.
Timeout, Wayne Coleman, Jacksonville.
All right, we'll step away and take a timeout with him. Let's take a break. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as the Indians have a 4th and 4 from the Pine Tree 13-yard line. And it looks like they're going for it still, Matt.
Yeah, they are. Watch Casey in the slot right here.
2 each way. Clater takes the snap. He throws it to Hinojosa. And it looks like he's down to the 9.
Hey, let's
so
see.
Is that?
It's close.
It's very close.
They may
Let's
have
see
to
if they
measure
give
that
it
one.
to him.
Let's see where it is right there. Guys, it is so. It looks like he got
They
it.
gave it. They gave it to him.
Yeah, he
First
got
down. Bill McRae Ford, first down there.
Nice conversion.
Great conversion.
Clater flips it out to Hinojosa, and he gets the hard work done. He caught it about the 13, but he fought his way inside the 10, gets the first down and goal for Jacksonville at the 9.
2 right, 1 left. Clater takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Hinojosa, who stumbles a little bit but makes his way around the left side down to about the 3 or 4 yard line.
That's a nice stumble.
It was. Yeah, it worked out well. It almost hit him from the Pine Tree defense is what it looked like.
Well, he took the handoff, and as you said, he stumbled, and it looked like he just took a wrong step. I don't know. He was accelerating, and he just kind of stumbled, and, boy, he decided, I better get outside right here, and he does for 5 yards to the 4.
Great
Second
pickup.
down and goal.
2nd and 4. 2 left, none on the right. Clater brings McEwen in motion, and he's going to hand it off to McEwen, who's making his way around the right side, but is stopped about the 6 yard line.
Boy, Pine Tree really did a nice job sealing that edge. Now we have a stoppage of play right here. Let's see the call. What are they doing? Is it a timeout?
One of the guys for Pine Tree on defense lost his helmet.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, thank you.
So I think they were just making sure that he was getting off the field.
So Pine Tree does a nice job there. It was Tyrese Jones coming over and making the tackle, number 21. So Jacksonville now 3rd down goal, loss of 2. Now it's at the 6 of Pine Tree.
3rd and 6, 2 left, and it looks like we're going to see a timeout from Pine Tree here.
Yep.
So let's take it with them. Let's step away for just a minute. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium. The Indians have a 3rd and 6 here, trying to match Pine Tree's score.
Well, they have 3rd down and goal now at the 6, and after this Pine Tree timeout, let's see what kind of adjustments Pine Tree made defensively as they burn their first timeout.
Clater takes the snap, throws it out to Casey Kennedy, and he almost did not get in there, Matt. He kind of let up, and he really should have just ran in.
I don't know what Casey Kennedy was thinking right there, but you don't ever let up like that. He got to the 1-yard line. He knew he was going to score, and he should have just plowed on him, and instead he waited, and he took a shot from Jeremiah Blinks. And Blinks was the one that got the worst end of it, but boy, Casey, come on. Just get in the end zone, man. There's a score. Here's Jose Solano of Jacksonville to try to tie it up. Patrick Clater will hold.
Good kick. Jose Solano makes it, so that's going to tie it up, 7-7. Indians and Pirates here from Longview. So let's step away for about 45 seconds. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Boston Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now... Good.
Don't worry about it. Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as the Indians have just tied it up, 7-7. Jose Solano tees it up. Looks like he's going to be kicking to the right side of the field from him. Just a little pop-up, fair catch.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no. No penalty?
Oh,
There it
it's
comes.
coming in.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
on.
he waved for the fair catch there, and Darian Jones just ran smack into him.
Just a bad mistake by Darian Jones, and you don't see a lot of your seniors making those kind of mental errors, but it's clearly a fair catch by Pine Tree's Nakima Williams, and Darian Jones of Jacksonville just plowed into him, and those are the kind of mistakes when you're tied up 7-7. You take some of the momentum away on that opening drive, and you go down and score. You don't want to give them a shorter field right here, and that's what happened. Hey, while we're marking this penalty off, I want to clean something up. Gene Brumlow, one of our great sponsors from Dairy Queen, I think I've said he's class of 1967. He's class of 66. I don't want to make Gene another year older, but I want to get his year right because I know he's proud of being in the class of 66, and I keep saying 67. It's 1966. Sorry about that, Gene.
Did he just send you that as a text message?
No, I was listening to the Dairy Queen spot, and I went, they said class of 66, and I just realized I keep saying 67. I don't want to add a year to his life. I know I didn't want to get any older, but sorry about that. That penalty puts the football to the 50.
Wow.
Man, that's a tough penalty for Jacksonville.
That is a tough penalty. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to drop back and throw it over the middle to Nakima Williams, who's going to make it down inside the Jacksonville 20.
Boy, no answer for Jacksonville. Freeman just carving up the Jacksonville secondary right now. Nothing really fancy right there. Your safety has got to come over the top and make that play on that slant. That's what you're back there for.
Yeah, the receivers for Pine Tree are getting to the Indian defense.
But they're running right toward the free safety. You got to go up and make a play. You can't wait for him to catch it.
Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand off.
Tatum.
Bryson Tatum
Man.
bringing down Ethan Morgan about the 11-yard line.
Looked like a sumo wrestler.
What a play there.
He just
we were talking about wrapping up, and that's definitely one way to do it.
That's rodeo-esque right there. A little steer job there, wrapping him up. If Bryson Tatum would have had a rope, Morgan would have had his ankles tied up. He picks up 9, though, 2nd and 1.
To right for Pine Tree. Freeman takes the snap, and he's going to hand off to Morgan again, who makes his way straight up the middle and in for the touchdown.
11-yard touchdown run by the senior Ethan Morgan of Pine Tree as the Pirates
make that one look pretty easy.
Moving the ball at will on Jacksonville defensively. And it's not like Jacksonville isn't tackling, Ryan. Jacksonville doesn't – they're not in position to make the tackle. I mean, they are just getting knocked away.
I think that Pine Tree sold that one pretty good because he ran pretty much straight up the middle, and it almost seemed like no one knew he had the ball.
But Pine Tree's staying on their blocks, and they're just knocking Jacksonville out of the way. Here's the extra point, brought to you by Homes and Properties.
And it is good from number 15, Brant Herber. So with the score 14-7, we're going to step away for a quick break. So you're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information about Jacksonville High School, please visit jisd.org.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
And we are back at Pirate Stadium here in Longview, Texas, as Pine Tree takes a 14-7 lead. We have them kicking off the ball from left to right. It's a short pop-up kick.
Jones.
Darren Jones is pushing the pile. Wow, what an effort there. Makes his way out to about the 36-yard line.
Of course, Darren Jones was our Austin Bank Defensive Player of the Week last week, and, man, he made some heck of plays. Great plays defensively, and tonight he already has a nice play from his punting position on a fake punt. Jacksonville converts on 4th down, and they get the score, but Pine Tree on their first 2 possessions, Ryan, it looks like they're just running through water. I mean, it has been easy going offensively for Pine Tree. Not a lot of resistance so far by Jacksonville's defense. Now, here are the Fightin Indians with 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter with their second offensive possession.
Clater takes the snap. He's going to throw to Hinojosa, who makes a man miss and is going to make his way out past the 40 to about the 41-yard line.
Nice. You know, when you can get away from that first little grab, that first contact, you're going to get a nice gain, and he does for 6. And you remember, this is a lot like the game started last week against Marshall, where both teams just kind of marched up and down the field. It was only 14-14, and Jacksonville couldn't get in. And, boy, that's going to end this first quarter with Pine Tree leading 14-7 over Jacksonville.
All right, well, while they switch ends, we'll step away for another quick break here. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as the Indians have a 2nd and 4, I believe, here, Matt.
Yeah, Dino picked up 6 on that little flare pass, so Fightin Indians have pushed the ball out to their own 42.
14-7 here at the start of the second quarter. Clater takes the snap, fakes the handoff.
Casey.
And he is going to complete a pass to Casey Kennedy, who's going to fight and make his way down to the Pine Tree 37.
Man, those yards after contact by Casey Kennedy.
I think he picked up about 10 there.
He did after the initial hit.
Yeah.
Really, Jacksonville just trying to get a 4 or 5 yard gain, get the first down. Casey goes for about another 12. Gets it down
We'll
to
take
the
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pine Tree 37. One offensive possession for Jacksonville in the first quarter. Wow.
2 receivers each way. Hinojosa in the backfield. Clater takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and throws over to Devin McEwen, who's going to pick up about 8 yards there, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to get inside the 30 to the 29. Good call, Ryan. It's right at 9 yards. Stretching the ball out after he was getting tackled to get that extra yard. Nice throw by Patrick.
Great catch.
And you'll notice that Pine Tree keeping Jacksonville, their receivers underneath. Of course, I know Jacksonville's design right now, but they seen Jacksonville go deep. They don't want that to happen. Jacksonville picks up 9 on the play, 2nd and 1.
2 each way. Clater takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Hinojosa, who spins.
Nice.
And it looks like he's going to pick up the first down here, down to the Pine Tree 26-yard line.
That spin move that Dino, it looks like he's added that to his repertoire.
It's working tonight.
It is. I mean, I didn't see this early in the season. It seems like he's just has better balance.
He's spinning off of tackles, making men miss.
Yeah.
It's great to see.
Jacksonville is stuck with him. I thought we'd see more running backs in the backfield, but so far, Hinojosa has carried the load for Jacksonville, first down.
Clater takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Hinojosa again, who's going to run right up the middle, and he is met by 2 or 3 Pine Tree players there. But you know, he's still going to pick up about 2 yards, Matt.
Yeah, he forced his way for 2, and he's going to check out right now. And Bryson Tatum gives him 5. Said, way to go, teammate. He'll check out and get a breather. He looks a little gassed as the senior Tatum, 3-year starter at linebacker, now will join Patrick Clater in the backfield on 2nd and 9 from the Pine Tree 24-yard line.
2 each way. Tatum in the backfield. Clater takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he's going to throw
out
buddy.
Wide. That's a score. It is Latrell Rivers.
Latrell Rivers.
I wanted to call him Dontrell, but I didn't. I came out with a Latrell. He got it for the score from 24 yards. Patrick Clater to Latrell Rivers, adding to the 2 touchdowns he scored last week. What a nice route and a perfect throw in the seam by Patrick Clater. Now here's Jose Solano to try to tie this game up. Patrick Clater will hold for Jacksonville.
Clater takes a snap. The kick is up, and it is good. We have a tie ball game here in Longview as Jacksonville ties it up 14-14 against the Pirates. Let's step away while they get set up for this kickoff. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as Jose Solano has it teed up to kick it away. It's a nice little pop-up to about the 35, fair caught at about the 34-yard line by number 19, Jeremiah Blinks.
You know, I really like these high kickoffs that Jacksonville's employing with Solano, and he's executing them.
He is.
That's exactly what Wayne Coleman wants to do. You know, if you kick it deep in the end zone, they get the ball at the 25. Why not kick it short to the 35 and have a chance that they might fumble it on a high kickoff? So I like that. It's actually they're going to mark it at the 34 of Pine Tree. So,
well, and Matt, I haven't studied their special teams quite that much, but you know, if they've got some weapons back there deep, then they may be making a smart move here by just pooching it up.
Exactly.
Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Morgan, who runs right and is going to pick up the first down. And I think he's out about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I think the officials missed something right there. Kenny Kennedy, defensive coordinator, saying Jaden Smith, the H-back, was in motion. He started heading up the field before the ball was snapped. I saw it too. Officials didn't make the call, and Morgan will skip up the field for a first down. Guys, both offenses perfect so far. 4 possessions, 2 by each team. They've scored on all 4 of them, both teams.
They have. 1 each way for Pine Tree. Freeman takes the snap, hands off to Morgan, who runs right up the middle and picks up another first down.
It's almost as if Jacksonville just doesn't have a defensive front. Pine Tree is just blowing Jacksonville off the ball.
Morgan's running really hard right up the middle right now.
And I will say, though, that part of Jacksonville's defense up front is to cave in and allow the linebackers to come up and make the tackle. In other words, give yourself up and take out the blockers. And worked so far, though.
2 left for the Pirates. Man in motion. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Morgan again, who's going to run to the right side and pick up another first down as he steps out of bounds about the Jacksonville 33-yard line.
So schematically for Jacksonville right now, they're in a defense that just doesn't match up with what Pine Tree's doing. Pine Tree's running a lot of edge where the running back just goes straight toward the defensive end and then he just veers out. And the Fightin Indians in their scheme right now, that is not the way they can defend that. And Pine Tree is exploiting it. I mean, notice how Morgan gets at that second level, and he's getting 8, 10, 12 yards every time he gets the football.
3 left, 1 right for the Pirates. Freeman takes the snap. He's looking for a man downfield. He's going to heave it up, and it is caught, but it looks like he is out the back of the end zone.
And he was open for a second, and Clayton got beat for Jacksonville. Find the football. Unfortunately, Freeman had a little bit too much on that for Pine Tree on his pass, and it was caught, but it was out of bounds.
It was caught. Was that Keelan Turner?
Yeah, Keelan Turner again. He has been a tough guy to defend in this first half.
He has. He's getting lots of separation out there in the secondary.
And, you know, Jacksonville, that wasn't bad coverage by Clayton. He just didn't make a play on the ball. Once you see the ball, go get the ball.
2 left. As Freeman takes the snap, he's going to hand off to Morgan again, but he is met by
Tatum.
Is that Tatum?
Yep. A little bit better defense right there by Jacksonville. Also, number 44, Keelan McCullough, slowed him up a little bit. And that's what you're going to have from that front. I mean, they got to get off their blocks. They got to slow them up. And then you can get Tatum and Casey Kennedy and Casey Avery and those guys to come up and help make the tackle. Darian Jones is checked in defensively for Jacksonville.
3rd and 5 for the Pirates from the Indian 28-yard line. 2 left for the Pirates. They have a man motioning across the line. Freeman takes the snap, and he's looking, and the pass is incomplete. Just right through the hands of the receiver there.
Yeah, Nakima Williams should have caught that for Pine Tree. Now, Isaiah Mallard was on the coverage and would have made a nice play. I think he was right there, but dropped by Williams. So 4th down for Pine Tree in 4-down territory, 4th and 5 at the Jacksonville 33, and the Pirates are keeping their offense on the field. And you would think that you would see Morgan here. We haven't seen Freeman demonstrate his running ability yet.
We haven't.
He's
handed it off or thrown it every play so far. Freeman takes the snap, and
there he goes.
I think you called it, Matt.
Yep.
He's going to make his way out to the left.
That's it.
And in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, once he made that move, 28 yards, little skip move, freezes the defensive end for Jacksonville, who was just out there in no man's land, and it was a foot race, and you saw the speed. once he turned the corner, when he got to the 15, Ryan, I knew it was over. Nobody was going to catch him.
I think Jacksonville kind of bit the fake there.
Bad. So Pine Tree, 3 offensive possessions, 3 scores. Jacksonville, 2 offensive possessions, 2 scores. Now you got a match. Here's the extra point.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. And the kick is up and good. There is a flag down, but I think Jacksonville jumped there from what I saw.
Yeah, it looks like
Matt.
it'd be offsides on Jacksonville as official goes over and tells Pine Tree's coaching staff, Kerry Lane, the head coach.
Yes, we do have an offensive or an offsides on the defense there.
So 21-14 Pine Tree.
21-14 Pine Tree. Let's step away for a quick break here. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Let's celebrate the homegrown tomatoes, who today are cultivating the next crop of Jacksonville's finest. We are so proud of our faculty and staff in Jacksonville Independent School District. People like Mrs. Jan Gowen, a legendary biology instructor who has produced 62 doctors, 150 nurses, and hundreds of others in the medical community. Put your hands together for Mrs. Gowen and for all the educators investing in the futures of our Jacksonville children.
And we are back here at Pirate Stadium as the Pine Tree Pirates have taken a 21-14 lead. Right now, we do not have scoring drive summaries because Todd Travis, our statistician, is sitting back behind us without a headset on.
That'll hurt. Can't hear him. He can't hear us.
Nope.
Short kickoff.
Short kickoff.
Casey.
Taken by Casey Kennedy, who makes a man miss, but he is tackled by about 5 Pirates there, Matt.
Casey's a hard guy to bring down. He's added some bulk in the offseason, picked up about 15 pounds of muscle, it looks like to me. He'll play somewhere next year. He's a senior, 3-year starter. So Jacksonville now down 21-14 to Pine Tree, as the Pirates have scored on all 3 of their offensive possessions, impressively, I might add. They did convert a moment ago on 4th and 5 with DJ Freeman finally getting into the offense, running the ball from 28 yards to score. Here's Jacksonville now with a stacked backfield. McEwen and Hinojosa.
Right, 1 left. McEwen in motion.
Oh, timeout Jacksonville.
And Jacksonville is going to take a timeout here.
Okay. I hate timeouts after a break in play. I mean, you know, you got the break, Pine Tree scored, you come over, you got your kickoff unit, you get your offensive unit together, and you go out and you have to call a timeout. That's just, we were talking about clock management earlier. Sometimes you just don't have the right personnel in the game, and Jacksonville, it's not like Jacksonville has 50 guys on the team like Pine Tree and they're too deep at every position. No. Jacksonville has.
And it could have been a personnel thing, or maybe they got out there and didn't like what defense they were seeing from Pine Tree. And
yeah, I think it was personnel, because I noticed that Wayne Coleman looked around and he saw Mallard, and he thought Mallard was going to be in there, and he wasn't, because he was just on the kickoff. And again, like I said, when you have so many players for Jacksonville that do so many things, they don't have the numbers that a lot of teams have. Everybody's doing different things, and sometimes you don't have the right guys in the game because they were doing something else. So after the timeout, Jacksonville will come out. 7:55 remaining in the first half. Jacksonville will start this drive at their 34.
Claytor's going to take the snap, hand off to Hinojosa, who makes his way around the right side.
Hosa!
Still not down. He had a good spin out of that tackle and makes his way down to Jacksonville 46 for a nice Bill McRae Ford first down there.
I tell you, Hinojosa, I don't know what it is about Pine Tree, but he likes Pine Trees. Kind of shaking off a little hamstring right there is Dino. So Dino running with force, getting a Bill McRae Ford first down.
2 each way. Claytor takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Hinojosa again, who runs up the middle, but he's met by Pine Tree's D-line there.
I'm wooing because there was a botched handoff right there between Claytor.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was about to drop it.
Yeah, well, Hinojosa was a little dinged right there, and the Jacksonville coaching staff didn't see that. And when he was coming out of, taking off, he kind of dipped his head a little bit because his hamstrings bothering him. And when he did, the handoff didn't connect very well. Fortunately,
Bryson Tatum in the backfield now, taking Hinojosa's place. 2 right, 1 left. Man in motion is McEwen, but he's going to hand off to Tatum, and
wow.
Tatum is going nowhere on that one.
Nice tackle by Bryceland Phillips.
No gain on that play.
Yeah, get this. Phillips,
We got a man down for Jacksonville here.
Oh, wow, it's one of their leaders, Zalatil Antonio, the senior, down for Jacksonville right now. Let's take a break and come back while they check on him.
All right, let's step away while they're getting Antonio checked out. And you're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better. Since 1953, Huber Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Huber Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business. Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Micah Hoffpower in the Jacksonville office at 903-586-9809. Micah's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information about Jacksonville High School, please visit jisd.org.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Micah Hoffpower in the Jacksonville office at 903-586-9809. Micah's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
Gene Brumlow, class of '66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. That's why his ankle's messed up.
Welcome back to Pirates Stadium, where Zalatil Antonio is up and being helped off the field.
Well, it's a tough break. The senior, just one of the leaders of that Jacksonville offensive line, if not the leader. He had a great pancake block a moment ago when Jacksonville had a couple of nice runs, and boy, you hate to see this right here. It looks like a right ankle injury that
I would assume he's probably out.
Yeah,
for the rest of the game
he got rolled up. You know how a lineman's engaged in his block, and boy, Bryson Tatum came right up behind him, and it may have been friendly fire right there, but just rolled his ankle. So we come back to play 3rd down 9 for Jacksonville.
3 left, 1 right for the Indians. Bryson Tatum is still in the backfield. McEwen in motion. And Clater is going to take the snap, drop back, looking for McEwen.
Caught.
And it looks like it's caught.
Wow, not a catch by McEwen. An even better throw by Patrick Clater,
Great
throwing
throw.
it away from the corner. First down, Jacksonville.
Bill McCray Ford first down there.
That was a rope.
Great pass, great catch, great first down.
You know, the where he threw the ball is most important. The corner played it well, but Patrick threw it in a spot where he couldn't get to it. The only one that could was Devin McEwen, and he gets the first down.
2 each way for the Indians. Clater takes the snap. He hands off to Bryson Tatum, who runs right up the middle and is met by the Pine Tree defense for a gain of about 5 yards,
Hey,
maybe 4.
Yeah, you'll take that. Just control the football here and try to, again, both offenses perfect so far in their possessions.
They are, and
If
the Indians
Jacksonville
running
scores
the ball
here,
is
yeah.
doing wonders for the clock. We were down to about 5.5 minutes left.
Yeah. I mean, it's
great clock management. If we can score here before halftime.
Tatum remains in the backfield for Jacksonville.
Clater takes the snap, looking for McEwen, who catches and runs around the left side. And he may score. He's going to score. Wow.
39 yards, Devin McEwen.
What a great route. What a great block there.
Nice. It's Tony Pinson.
Great play.
Tony Pinson with the block. Wow. And Tony Pinson is the one getting congratulated by everybody because he's the one that sprung McEwen. What a nice job by this junior wide receiver, Tony Pinson. Again, a perfect throw. That ball was thrown, Ryan, before Devin McEwen even turned around. Hits him perfectly, and McEwen with a great run.
Clater takes the snap. The kick is up, and it is good.
This is crazy.
Wow. Indians tie it up 21-21 here with 5:09 left in the half.
This is crazy. 6 for 6, both offenses on their scoring. Amazing.
It's impressive.
And it really is. I mean, of course, unless you're a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not happy there. If you're offensive coordinator, you're clicking. Now, the key for Jacksonville is can they get a stop defensively? Can they slow Pine Tree down? Well, neither defense has been able to do it with 5:09 remaining in this first half as Jacksonville continues to match Pine Tree touchdown for touchdown. And I can't emphasize enough the perfection of that route and pass on that 39-yard score just now from Patrick Clater to Devin McEwen.
It was perfect.
Just
like you'd want to draw it up.
Here's Solano for Jacksonville on the kickoff.
Solano's kick is up. It's a short, high pop-up, and it is fair caught by
Blinks.
Jeremiah Blinks there at the 31-yard line.
That's a cool name, Jeremiah Blinks. You know, through the years, Ryan, I've always enjoyed looking at rosters, and, of course, I'm always familiar with Jacksonville's. Just the names, I love some of the names that we get to hear. Some of them are pretty cool. There's one right there.
For sure.
So here's DJ Freeman coming off a 28-yard touchdown run on the last possession on 4th down and 5. Pine Tree will start this drive at their 30.
One each way for the Pirates. Freeman's going to take the snap, looking.
Oh, wow.
Keelan Turner. And he's going to be tripped up about the 15-yard line.
You know, I'm not
sure
sure
the Indians.
what happened to Isaiah Mallard right there, but he was just not there. He's got responsibility for Keelan Turner, and he just wasn't there. And then he stayed with him, though, and pursued and made the tackle, but not before Turner gets down to the Jacksonville 15. Huge gain. Now we got stoppage in play here.
Waiting for the chains, it looks like. Yeah, it's a huge explosive play there.
Well, I mean, it was just, again, football's about positioning and being in the right spot.
It is.
And Jacksonville was just not in the right spot there.
Freeman takes the snap, hands off to Morgan, who runs right up the middle.
Man, I'm seeing.
Picks up about 4 yards.
Excuse me, Ryan.
You're fine.
I'm seeing motion. That's the second time I've seen a twitch by Pine Tree's offensive line that wasn't called, and the Jacksonville coaching staff just screaming out, "What are you looking at?" to the official in the white hat, the referee. I mean, it's right there, no call.
One each way for the Pirates. Morgan gets handed off the ball from Freeman, and he is just breaking tackles tonight, Matt.
Well, but the good news is, though, Ryan, is he was breaking tackles horizontally.
Yes, no, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, the
He'll
Jacksonville
pick up, I think, 3 yards there, 4 yards.
The Jacksonville, it
Bring
looked
up
like he was going to go through, and Latrell Rivers got a hand on his leg and tripped him up at the Jacksonville 7. 3rd down 2 now. Boy, can you get a stop here on 3rd and 2.
One each way for the Pirates. Morgan in the backfield.
Timeout,
Freeman
Jacksonville.
takes the snap. Jacksonville is going to call a timeout, though. And I guess we'll take it with them. So with 3:13 left here in the half, Pine Tree is driving. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
Did you know that Homes and Properties realty listings are advertised on hundreds of websites worldwide? Their agents can show you any property listed in beautiful East Texas and the surrounding area. Call them today.
Let's celebrate the homegrown tomatoes, who today are cultivating the next crop of Jacksonville's finest. We are so proud of our faculty and staff in Jacksonville Independent School District. People like Mrs. Jan Gowen, a legendary biology instructor who has produced 62 doctors, 150 nurses, and hundreds of others in the medical community. Put your hands together for Mrs. Gowen and for all the educators investing in the future.
Welcome back to Pirates Stadium here as we have a 3rd and 2 for Pine Tree as they're trying to go 7 for 7 on plays here, or on drives. Freeman takes the snap, goes left, he's running, and I think the Indians are going to get him down about the 1.
So 3rd down, excuse me, that'll be a 1st down. They got the 1st
They
down
will
on
have
3rd
a
and 2,
first
so
down.
it's 1st down and goal.
Indians needed to stop there.
Yep, Tatum came up and makes the stop and keeps Freeman from getting in, but it's 1st and goal at the 1. Man, can somebody just knock the ball loose or something?
One receiver each way for Pine Tree. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Jaden Smith.
5'5", 202 pounds. Yeah, you heard me right. There's a flag on the play. Let's see the call, but it's Jaden Smith with the score if this penalty is against Jacksonville. So let's see the call here by the official now stepping out. Pine Tree's acting like it's against Jacksonville. No, it's against Pine Tree. It looks like the offense is moving back. It is. Okay, and it's a big one. Must be a hold.
Wow.
Did you see the spot, Ryan? By the official, I guess he called holding. Yeah. Oh wow, look at that penalty.
Chop block.
Chop block. Okay.
Wow, that's a huge penalty there.
It stays 1st down and goal, but now it's all the way out to the 16 of Jacksonville. Fightin' Indians get a break as the Pirates scored on the play. So now it's 1st down still, but a lot different position.
Freeman takes a snap, rolls to his right, and he's going to throw it into the end zone, and it is behind Keelan Turner this time.
Oh, Devin McEwen almost, he looks like he just missed the ball. It was right there, and Devin really frustrated with himself as he runs by me here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was looking at the ball or if he was more looking at Keelan Turner there.
He had a beat on the ball, and he's looking at the bench right now saying, I don't know how I missed that. I mean, it went right through his hands and hit the Pine Tree receiver, Morgan, right in the chest. Incomplete, 2nd and goal at the Jacksonville 16 for Pine Tree.
2 right, 1 left. Freeman takes the snap. Hands off to Morgan. who is going to – oh, he's still going.
Golly.
He's going to pick up about 11, 12 yards there down to the Jacksonville 5-yard line.
Well, he was at the 12, and Jacksonville had I thought they'd had him tackled at the 12.
And he just kept driving.
He ends up at the 4. So, I mean, Jacksonville's got to get people down. You got to start going for the legs. Jacksonville has just had a tendency this year to hit high and try to bring guys down around the shoulder pads. You just can't do that at the 5A level. The backs are too strong. 3rd down, goal at the Jacksonville 4.
2 receivers right. Freeman takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Morgan again, who runs up the middle and in for a touchdown.
That's been the MO for Pine Tree tonight is Morgan, number 22 is Ethan Morgan. He's been the workhorse. I mean, he's the guy that, boy, Pine Tree just, and really give a lot of credit to Pine Tree's offensive line. They are moving the line of scrimmage every play 3 or 4 yards down the field, and Morgan's just got to clean up. Here's the extra point for Pine Tree.
Extra points brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. It is up and good. So that'll bring the score to Pine Tree 28, Jacksonville 21. We have 1:35 left here in the half. Let's take a break, Brett. You're listening.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as Brant Herber has it teed up for the Pirates. And as we were talking about during that break there, this is 7 possessions and 7 touchdowns right now in this game.
Yeah, between both teams, seven offensive possessions. This will be the 8th possession by Jacksonville. Never seen this, or I haven't seen it in a long time.
Herber's kick is,
you got to go get that, Isaiah.
Is deep.
What are you doing? Go get it. Oh,
wow.
My goodness. Great.
Pine Tree almost got that one back, Matt.
Oh, sorry, fans, for the frustration, but you can't let a kickoff go free like that. You've got to go get it. I mean, he was looking up the field, was Isaiah. I'm not sure what he was looking at, but it's like he was looking for the coverage before he was focused on going to get the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, kickoffs are live, so you got to get that ball.
It is not a punt. You've got to go get it. Dino checks back in for Jacksonville. They'll start this drive. Worst field position yet at their 9.
3 right, 1 left for the Indians. Player takes the snap. He's looking to his left. Hinojosa. Wow,
Dino.
What a great move there from Hinojosa as he was almost down for a 1-yard gain, but makes it down for a 6-yard pickup.
Oh, now
and we have
Sessions down. Excuse me, it's Rivers that's down.
Latrell Rivers is down. So let's step away while they're checking him out. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as Latrell Rivers was checked out and walked off the field under his own power, so that's a good sign.
I mean, he was really writhing in pain. He may have just got popped in the shin bone. Looked like they were looking at his knee, but he got up. He's okay. Good gain of 7 on the play for Jacksonville by Dino. Gets out of the shadow of the goalpost. They're at their 15
Two
now.
each way. Clater takes the snap, but
Now he calls that.
There is a flag on the play
It's
there.
going to be procedure against Jacksonville. Jacksonville did jump. I mean, there's no doubt that the Fightin Indians jumped, but my problem is Pine Tree has done that twice. And the twitches that they haven't called, not that would have slowed down Pine Tree's offense in any way, but
yeah.
it would have just made them, it would allow them to add more yards to their total. They are just an unbelievable offense. And again, common opponents, they scored 24 on Marshall, did Pine Tree's offense, 59 on a Crandall team that Jacksonville only scored, 24 on? They're prolific offense of Pine Tree.
And that'll take it from 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 8 here. Two each way for the Indians. As McCune moves up. Clater has got lots of pressure on him there from Pine Tree, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield for a 2-yard loss there.
Great call by Pine Tree defensively as they sent Sam Williams, a 6'4 senior, off the edge on the blitz. He didn't stay back in coverage as a linebacker. He came around it, forced Clater to come up into the pocket. So with 24 seconds and the game clock a little bit more than the play clock, Jacksonville on 3rd down 10 here are just going to run it down. They can run it down to 3 seconds before they burn their final timeout, unless they just go ahead and run this right here. Ryan, do you see timeouts on the scoreboard? I don't see those.
I'm showing we have 0.
Okay, that's right. So Jacksonville's going to go ahead and take the penalty right here on 3rd down and just run the clock out. Fans, stay with us. We'll have our All Smiles halftime interview with Wayne Coleman. Todd Travis will be along with the stats, sponsored by Randy Gorham CPA. We'll take a look at the Pine Tree Band and the pageantry of their homecoming as the Jacksonville High School Band brought the Skinny Squad this week. So there's a 10-second runoff here.
So that'll bring it to halftime, right?
That'll do it. So well managed there by Wayne Coleman after the penalty on the play. That's clock management.
And at the half, Pine Tree leading the Indians 28-21.
All right, we have Wayne Coleman here on the All Smiles halftime interview. Coach, it's been a while since I've seen 8 possessions in the first half, and 7 of them were scores.
I don't know what the Hallsville game was like, but it had to be close to this.
Well, there were some turnovers by Hallsville in that game. Yeah,
that's true. I forgot about that.
So,
I think both offenses are clicking right now.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult, and this is a prolific Pine Tree offense, Coach. How do you stop them?
Hope they stop themselves. Got to force a turnover.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. We're going to make some defensive adjustments. What we're doing right now, and we've tried a couple different things, isn't working. So we're going to try to mix some other stuff up. It can't hurt anything. I mean, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. We're going to change some stuff up.
Offensively, Coach, man, really impressive the way Patrick's throwing the ball well. It's a clean offensive scheme that you're running in this first half.
Yeah, the kids are doing a great job. Dino's running really hard. When the box is light, we're running the ball really well.
Coach, key to the second half for you to it's only a 7-point deficit. Key to the second half for your team to come back and get this win.
Well, we get the ball first, so we need to hold serve. We need to go down and score. That's why that last possession, we weren't going to take any chances. We knew we were getting the ball first.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Head coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles halftime report as Jacksonville and Pine Tree locked up in a offensive battle here, 28-21 Pine Tree. We're at the half. Ryan, I'll throw it up to you.
All right. We're here in the booth. Todd Travis, you want to go ahead and go over some stats here?
Sounds good. Let's look at first half for our Indians. Had 200 yards of offense on 30 plays, averaged 6.7 yards per play, with 146 yards passing and 54 yards rushing. That sounds like a surprising number. I thought Hinojosa had more yards than that.
I thought he did too. 54?
It says 54 for the team, so we'll get individual in a minute. We'll figure that out. Time of possession, 13 minutes and 3 seconds for our Indians.
Wow.
And definitely positive stat for the first half, no turnovers.
I mean, there were no turnovers by either team in the first half. Yeah, and turnovers have been the big killer for Jacksonville this season, and to beat 28-21 receiving the ball here at the start of the second half with no turnovers. I mean, you couldn't have asked for much of a better first half.
It was a good first half. I do kind of hate we ended the way we did there that last series, but a minute and a half. Let's just basically go to halftime. But
go to halftime, reconvene, get the ball here to start.
It would have been
nice
to have had a first down there and not.
It would have, yeah.
Start out at our 9 and really struggle to move anything, but.
Well, and we picked up 7 yards there, and then we had the penalty that brought us back, and so you went from a 2nd and 3 to a 2nd and 8 there, and that was kind of a killer.
It was, yeah.
The other thing is there's very few penalties so far this game.
Very few penalties
by both teams.
Either team. I think we have 3 penalties for 20 yards, and Pine Tree has 1 penalty for 15. And one of ours was on that kickoff where he really just probably didn't see the fair catch call. He didn't tackle him and take him down, so that was positive, but he still made contact and got the penalty. So
it's all made for a very quick game.
It has made for a quick game. The clock has rolled when you just both teams run the ball. We had 11 first downs in the first half, 3 rushing, 8 passing. We were 3 out of 5 on third downs and 2 for 2 on fourth downs.
2 for 2. And then, we have that fake punt there from Darian Jones. That was
a
very
really nice play.
Yes.
Was it unexpected with Coach Coleman?
I mean, I guess not, but that was the first drive, was it not?
I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, we were looking at a punt there, and
which I guess
huge conversion. So.
I guess when you're 1-1 in district and you're going up against Pine Tree, who right now is leading the district, you kind of just go for anything at this point. Whatever you think may help you get the win tonight. You kind of got to go for it.
And we were moving the ball pretty good right up until that point, and it was it 4th and 4 something?
I think it was 4th and 3, 4th and 2, something like that. It was pretty short.
It wasn't long.
It was right around the 40-yard line, which is kind of
Mm-hmm.
that no man's land. Maybe too short for a punt, but definitely too long for a field goal.
Well,
so why not?
And with Coach Coleman, the 40-yard line is like we're going for it almost every time. So I was surprised.
To even line up.
I was surprised he even lined up to try the punt.
I think it looks like it was a really good call then, because the other team was surprised too. So
hey, if it works out, it's a good call. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's look at some individual stats. So, passing, Patrick Clater, 10 completions on 11 attempts, 123 yards and 3 touchdowns.
10 for 11.
10 for 11.
It's a good first half.
Receivers, Devin McEwen had 4 catches for 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Casey Kennedy, 3 catches for 48 yards, 1 touchdown. And Latrell Rivers had 1 catch for 24 yards and a touchdown. And Dominic Hinojosa had 4 catches for 19 yards. So 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. Rushing, Hinojosa, 11 carries for 46 yards. Patrick Clater had 2 carries for 6. Bryson Tatum, 2 for 4. And Devin McEwen had 1 for -2. So, yeah, very productive first half.
Yeah. One of the teams has to start playing some defense in the second half, though. Otherwise, this is just going to end up with whoever has the ball last.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it'd been nice if we could have gone into the half tied up. But
being tied
at least we're getting the ball.
Nice, yeah. But at least we get the ball first. We have a chance to go down and tie it up. But the only downside to that is that it is not tied, and you are technically down a possession.
That's true. So we didn't do drive summaries in the first half since I wasn't connected, but the really long, nice first drive we had to start the game, 16 plays, covered 65 yards, ending with a touchdown there. And it took a little over 7 minutes off the clock.
Wow. Yeah, I know Matt and I talked about clock management there some in the first half. And, I mean, when Pine Tree has such a prolific offense as they do, and for us to be 28-21 at the half and milk so much time off the clock is very good.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you earlier, was that, our defense really shouldn't get tired. They're only out there for a few plays, and then our offense is eating the clock up pretty good. And so, but a 16-play drive,
that's a lot of plays.
10 plays is a really nice drive,
Yeah.
but 16, that's fantastic.
16's a good one, for sure. Hallsville is
Pine Tree.
Sorry. Pine Tree has got an interesting halftime performance, it looks like. They've got
our camera looks good too, so all right.
Yeah, well, wait till you see Mount Pleasant when they come to Tomato Bowl. That is a
halftime performance, isn't it?
It is a very strange halftime performance.
We're gonna have Sleepy Hollow a couple years ago
yeah, it was crazy. It was scary. I scared my granddaughter. She goes, she had to turn away.
Didn't we play them like around Halloween last year?
Yeah,
yes, we did.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're kind of getting the Halloween performance from them, which we probably will not see this year. We may be more of a Christmassy kind of performance that we see this year.
That'll be scary.
Scary Christmas performance?
Yeah, well, Santa Claus with a machete. That's probably what we'll see.
Who knows what they'll do?
Yeah, that's what we'll probably see from them.
Oh, man.
All right, let's look at some stats for Pine Tree. 262 yards total offense on 24 plays. They averaged 10.9 yards per play, with 117 yards passing, 145 yards rushing. I think that was probably a little surprising to all of us. We were expecting a lot of running attack, especially from the quarterback, but
he really only had that one run, and that he ran in for the touchdown. That's really the only time we've seen him.
And the way he exploded around the side, I mean, he did have a fake and kind of opened it up, but
he's fast.
He's fast. So if he wants to stay in the pocket, I think that's probably helping us. Let's just stay in that backfield. They had 13 first downs, 9 rushing, 4 passing, 2 for 3 on third down, and 1 for 1 on fourth down. Their quarterback, Freeman, 4 completions on 8 attempts for 117 yards and 1 touchdown. And, of course, their main rusher, Ethan Morgan, 14 carries, 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 7.8 yards per carry. And the receivers, Keelan Turner, 3 catches for 87 and a touchdown, and Nakima Williams, 1 for 30. So in that respect, if we could just figure out how to cover those 2 receivers, we wouldn't have a whole lot to worry about, would we?
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Guys, I'm going to leave it with y'all for a few minutes, okay?
Sure.
I'm going to turn my mic off.
All right.
We had a really awesome chance for a momentum swing there. Whenever they were down here on the 1-yard line about to score, and they had that 15-yard chop block penalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That could have been our opportunity to really, if we come up with a stop right there.
Yeah.
And we get the ball back, they don't score, and maybe we march down and score again.
No, that could have been a huge momentum change opportunity there for us.
Well, and part of what we need to see here in the second half is just a stop from anybody.
Right.
I mean, if we can come out and score and tie it up and then get a stop, that would be a huge momentum swing, as well as it would steal back that possession that they're ahead of us. And if we go down and score again, we're up a score. That'd be huge. Come fourth quarter and to the end of the game.
Yeah, if we could get a lead. Yeah, and it's good to see our guys breaking some tackles, whether it was catching the ball and yards after the catch or Hinojosa making some spins
and yeah, he's
playing hard
on his back tonight because man, we've seen him the past couple weeks, and Hallsville he played well, but Devin McEwen was kind of the star rusher that week, and Marshall kind of ate him up last week in my opinion. And we talk about he may be a little undersized for a running back, but man, he does not look like it tonight.
Yeah. That one play was really pretty slick where he kind of squatted down and spun behind the line. I guess he disappeared. He spun around the outside, and nobody was with him for quite a few yards there.
Yeah,
so.
I think he tripped.
He may have slipped, but it looked really slick.
It looked good, but no, I think he tripped, or he may have even one of the linemen, because he kind of went forward and then started to go left, and I almost think maybe he tripped on one of the linemen there, but. No, he has had a great first half. Patrick Clater has had a great first half. I mean, 10 for 11 for
He made a couple nice runs, and
he's playing extremely well tonight. And if they can keep that up in the second half, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
Offense is looking really good.
Really good tonight.
I mean, about as good as I've seen so far this season. The only problem is whenever you can't make a stop, it's hard to
take the lead here. So
and I wouldn't say that our defense is looking terrible right now. It's just whenever you give up that many big plays in a row, I mean they're averaging 10 yards a play.
Yeah,
something's got to give, and that's the reason why it's 28-21 at the halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know in college our coaches would set a number of explosive plays that they would like to see before every game. So, like, depending on who we were playing, they maybe be like, we want to have 3 explosive plays this week. And, we had lots of those. And, that pass from Freeman to Keelan Turner out here where it was like a 50, 60-yard catch. I mean, that's a huge explosive play, and that just swings the momentum no matter what. I mean, you've got huge plays, and where Jacksonville, it may be third down and you're kind of picking up a first down, but if you could get that big explosive play and like we did with Devin McEwen over here for that touchdown. I mean, that was a big explosive play, and you can just see the momentum swing on the sideline. Everybody, is super pumped up after those.
That kind of comes back to what Matt's been talking about the last few weeks. Have we really gone deep? We're throwing a lot of short, and even the one to Devin was a 39-yard touchdown catch, but the majority of that was yards after catch. He made a nice breakaway there from the tackle to run in for the touchdown. And have we gone deep?
I don't think we have tonight.
I can't think of one time that we have either. We've scored the touchdowns, but the guys have made a catch and run on in. It's not in the end zone for them. So
yeah,
we have not gone deep at all.
Okay. Matt said no.
Mo said that's what I thought.
But there again, though, I mean, you have these opportunities that you take them when you get them. Last week, Jacksonville hardly ever went deep against Marshall, and then all of a sudden, boom, 75 yards to Carmella.
Sure.
So you don't want to do that at the end of the game. Like that game was already pretty much decided. But
and I wouldn't even say that was going.
That wasn't a deep though. I mean, he got 75, but it was a
15-yard pass.
He ran for 40 or 50 yards. So.
Yeah, I mean, but again, we in the past several years though we've talked about, I guess, griped about, if you want to say that. Really,
yeah.
We've griped about how much we went too deep too many times. Why don't we do an intermediate to short-term passing game? Now we're doing it, and I'm really pleased with it. Now,
definitely. I'm not complaining.
No, I know,
saying,
right? But you're just saying
why
that
aren't we?
You're making an observation. But the thing is, this is exactly what we did last week. Jacksonville did in the first half against Marshall. Okay, now you're going to see, okay, what kind of adjustments is Pine Tree going to make, like Marshall made at the half, and come out? Are they going to take some of that away? Well, it's pretty difficult when you run some of the routes to perfection like Devin McEwen and Latrell Rivers did in the first half. I mean, they ran some really tight, nice routes. And, gosh, I want to, again, compliment Tony Pinson, the junior, on that block downfield. That's why Devin McEwen scored on that 39-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, he stayed with his man.
I mean, he just completely knocked him out of the play.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to pull up some.
They've probably watched the Hallsville film too, though.
Sure.
Because they're I'd say they're keying on Devin, not giving him a lot of room to make a play, because when he came across in motion there in the backfield, when we hand him the ball, I'm pretty sure there's at least 3 Pine Tree guys waiting on him at the end of the line.
One thing I've noticed a change about Pine Tree since Kerry Lane's been there, he has really increased I don't know if he's done it personally, but something he's done. The team speed has really increased in the last 5 years that he has been at Pine Tree. Of course, you add special athletes like DJ Freeman to the mix, but just defensively, DJ doesn't play defense. Just defensively, the way that Jacksonville has always been the faster team when they played Pine Tree. In the last few years, that hasn't been the case. Pine Tree, as you said just a minute ago, Todd, Devin McEwen's had a couple of horizontal jet sweeps that, boy, they just ran him down.
When he got the ball, he's looking and he's like,
yeah,
I don't have a place to go.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to hit high gear and make the corner, he was trying to figure out, was there a gap? Because there wasn't a place.
Let's look at some scores around the East Texas area that I've pulled up here. And, again, some of these may be just random, but let me just go down to District 9 5A Division II, Jacksonville's district. Of course, we're at halftime here at Pirate Stadium where Pine Tree leads Jacksonville 28-21. Over in Marshall, just a few miles from here, at the half, it's number 7 ranked Texas High, 21, Marshall 0. So the Marshall Mavs, nothing on the scoreboard yet at home tonight against a top 10 team in Texas High. I know that's not
well,
good.
We've got to look forward to. Huh?
Over in Mount Pleasant, Nacogdoches leading 19-0 over Mount Pleasant. That's a surprise to me. Nacogdoches is, coming in 0-2 along with Mount Pleasant. Of course, they both played some pretty good top-tier teams in the district, but I'm really shocked. Mount Pleasant, they have a really powerful running back, a nice receiver. Nada, they are scoreless tonight. Nacogdoches 19-0 at the half. White House is at Hallsville. No surprise here. White House leading Hallsville 21-0 at the half. So interesting how you have 3 of the 4 9-5A Division II district scores. In 3 of the 4 games, one of the teams is scoreless at the half. How about that? That's interesting. And then you have a score fest here at Pine Tree between Jacksonville and the Pirates. Looking on down at some other scores, let me flip up right here. How about this score? College Station 24-7 over Lufkin. Lufkin struggling this year. And in a battle of the top 10 in 5A Division I, Highland Park ranked number 2 in the state, 9. Number 7, Longview 3. That game being played just down the road here. We can almost see the lights from here at Lobo Stadium. 9-3 Highland Park leading Longview. And yes, that is a district game. Very rare to see a Dallas school in the same district like that with Longview, but that's just the nature of way 5A has been divided up with so many teams now in 5A and some of these distances. Elsewhere, Chapel Hill leading Henderson 21-13 at the half. It's Lindale and Kilgore playing for the district championship in what is the East Texas now called the District of Doom. Lindale over at Kilgore Lindale leading Kilgore 28-24 at the half. What a district championship game that's shaping up to be. Over at Rose Stadium, Tyler High School, John Tyler leading West Mesquite 7-0 at the half. And up in Rockwall, Tyler Legacy, the old Robert E. Lee, leading, actually it's tied at the half. Rockwall High School and Tyler Legacy tied 28-all, and in another battle of top 10 teams, this one in Class 4A Division II, Pleasant Grove, number 3, they're 21 points to Gilmer, 7 points at the half. Gilmer ranked number 5. That game being played at Jeff Traylor Stadium in Gilmer. Pleasant Grove 21-7 over the Buckeyes at the half. And the Rusk Eagles with a game with playoff implications at center tonight. Rusk is playing at the Rough Riders, and center now has a 21-10 lead at the half over Rusk. Elsewhere, Athens 17, Maybank nothing. And guys, that'll do it for some of the scores around East Texas. One score from last night, Carthage 49, Shepherd 0. And that's a district game. Y'all know where Shepherd is?
Yeah.
It's
down by Houston.
It's down by Houston, down 59. And Carthage is in the same district with them. This is crazy to me. Wow.
That's a pretty good distance. That and the Longview Highland Park. I mean, you're talking a couple hours between those schools.
And people wonder how that happens, and it really is just I'll say at the 5A level, what happened is when they split the classification up like 4A, 3, and 2A. Last year was the first year they did that, and when they did that, man, it just put this huge differential between Division I and Division II. I mean, you've got all the way from 1250 is the lowest 5A, all the way up to 1875. I mean, that's a pretty big difference at the 5A level. In fact, I think percentage-wise, it may be the largest differential of all the classifications.
Those travel distances remind me of what I'm familiar with in West Texas.
Yeah, yes. You guys went a long way out there when y'all used to live out there. And
yeah, I'm from the Lubbock area, and every single time there was an away game, it was guaranteed to be a 2-hour drive or more.
Oh, yeah. It's West Texas, man. Yep. It's almost like playing football at East Texas Baptist University.
Yeah. Yeah, that drive to Sul Ross was long.
The short drives were 5 hours. So.
You guys had some drives, man.
We did, yeah. Which, I mean, we're leaving on Friday and playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're going same day like most of these high school teams are, but yeah, no, there were some drives.
Who was the team that came and played y'all from Minnesota or somebody? That was somebody from way up north came down and played you guys. Remember, who was that?
I did not play anyone.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like the year after I played.
After Ryan graduated.
That was Wisconsin. It was one of the Wisconsin schools up there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a road trip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They might have been doing one of those swing things where they swing down and play a couple games.
Yeah, which we were in I think either the first or second hardest conference in the entire U.S. For Division III. And, I mean, if we had made it to the playoffs, which pretty much only one school from our conference did, and that was UMHB every year because those guys are incredible. But I mean, we would have had to make some long trips, I would assume. I mean, we may have been going to Wisconsin or something. And I think the year after I graduated, they had a game where they went to like Portland, I think. They were up in Oregon.
Oh, man.
So,
wow.
Yeah, some of those trips were a long way. But, I mean, the worst one was always Sul Ross when we had to go to Sul Ross because, I mean, we're going way West Texas. It was like a 12-hour drive probably out there.
Crazy.
And yeah, it was quite a trip.
Portland, Oregon. Anybody want to go downtown with me?
I don't know that I'd want to right now.
And especially if I'm wearing this cowboy hat, that would give it away. Both teams now on the field warming up. Guys, Zalatil Antonio is the major concern for Jacksonville in this second half. One of their best offensive linemen. Coming off the field, I went up and visited with him, and he was trying to walk off. It looks like a high ankle sprain, and those are the hardest things to get over, man. They're tough.
They take a long time.
And he said I'm going to try to play, and just now I just saw him, and they got an ice bag on it. I don't think they're going to let him try to do any kind of further damage. So Jacksonville is going to really miss him unless something changes and he went in and did something different. But I don't think we'll see Zalatil in the second half. And, of course, you've already mentioned in the pregame, Jacksonville already missing one of their other major offensive linemen, Aiden Gay, the junior, should be back next week.
Yeah, that'll be tough. But high ankle sprains are not fun.
No, those are the only kind I ever had. They hurt. I mean, I had one. I remember when I was a junior, did it against John Tyler, and the doctor said, you would have been better off just breaking this thing. I mean, that's because when you get
they take a long time.
Well, the blood flow gets so constricted that there's nothing you can do for it except ice it down, heat it, ice it down.
Yeah, and you're kind of at the mercy of whenever it decides it wants to heal.
Yeah, and Zalatil is such a competitor. I mean, he has been a force for Jacksonville on that offensive line for the last couple of years, and a senior, and boy, you want to see him get back out here.
Well, with a high ankle sprain, I mean, I've been there. I mean, you want to come back out and you want to be able to play and finish the game, but I mean, you also need to just try to recover so that maybe next week you're able to wrap it up and, continue to play for the rest of the season. You're not out next week or the week after that because you hurt it worse today.
Well, the hardest thing about a high ankle sprain is the next morning. It's when you sleep on it and you try to get up the next morning.
It's stiff.
See, right now, it's still got a little blood flow. And then, when you start laying down, I don't know, people listening right now saying, what are you, a doctor or something? No. I've just had enough of those. I know exactly what they do. So tough break for Zalatil. So Jacksonville will get the football to start the second half. And as Wayne Coleman said during the All Smiles halftime interview, he said, we didn't make anything happen on that last drive. The first drive that neither team scored on a drive, but they got out of there and they're going to get the football back. So I guess if you go down and you score in this opening drive, that hey man, that keeps the streak going at least, huh? Nearly.
Yeah,
Nearly,
yeah.
Kinda.
And I don't know if you heard, but one of the things we were talking about during the halftime stats was, one of the teams is going to have to make a stop tonight. Otherwise, it's just going to come down to who has the ball last. And, if Jacksonville can come out and they can score here and then they can get a stop, if you're able to score after that and take a lead for the first time in the ballgame, that's huge momentum.
Absolutely. And you heard what Wayne Coleman said in his halftime interview. He said, I said, what do you got to do in the second half to turn this thing around? He said, we got to get a turnover. Yeah, it's great to get a stop, but if you can get a turnover, turnovers create a different kind of emotion. It's kind of like, that the dopamine in your brain, that chemical, when you get a turnover, all of a sudden it works both ways. It takes away the dopamine from the team that turns the ball over, and the one that gets it, man, it just gets you really excited, and especially if you can do something with it, as both teams now coming back out onto the field.
This has been the Whataburger Halftime Report with our halftime stats presented by Randy Gorham, CPA.
So homecoming night in Pine Tree shaping up to be nice for them. Let's see if Jacksonville can change that as they did against Hallsville 2 weeks ago when the Fightin Indians went to Bobcat Stadium and ruined the Hallsville homecoming with that 59-44 win. Guys, there's no doubt Jacksonville can put points on the board. And they struggled in the pre-district schedule just trying to find themselves. And, of course, the turnovers, we don't want to sound like a broken record, but those were definitely a big part of it. But it just feels like, when this district started, that Jacksonville offensively started to kind of get a feel for, okay, here's who we are. Okay, we're not a great running team, okay, but we can do enough to keep the other team off balance, and then we can pick them apart with these short throws. Hopefully Jacksonville will be able to continue to do that here in the second half. As the Pirates have it teed up, we're set to go. Brant Herbert, who's been pretty busy tonight with kickoffs and extra points, set to tee it up. Isaiah Mallard drops back with Devin McEwen for Jacksonville. We're set to go. Here's Ryan Travis.
Kickoff is to the left, and it is fair caught by Casey Kennedy at about the 30-yard line.
Well, you can't beat that if you're Pine Tree. That's exactly where you want to put it, make them take a chance, as we talked about.
But the Indians are starting with good field position here at the 30.
So, again, 8 offensive possessions, 4 by each team. Pine Tree scored on all 4 of them. Jacksonville is 3 out of 4. Let's see if they can get one going here as they get the ball to start this second half. Clater at quarterback and Dino in the backfield.
Clater takes the snap, hands off to Hinojosa, who is a little tripped up there, and he recovers and gets about 2 yards there on that play, Matt.
Well, again, you've got Hinojosa. No. Come on, buddy. He's fighting some kind of see him tiptoeing there?
Yeah.
He's fighting a hamstring. He's just trying to stretch it out. You see him kind of high-stepping a little bit there, trying to stretch it.
They should probably pull him off here, but he's going to stay in.
Yeah, you don't want to give him the ball here because that's when they had nearly the bad handoff earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's not right.
Clater and Hinojosa in the backfield. Clater takes the snap, drops back, passing, and it is caught by Casey Kennedy for the first down.
I just can't tell you what a great throw that was. It's coming right at me on this Jacksonville sideline. Casey Kennedy.
His timing right now is great.
It's impeccable. As soon as Casey turned around, the ball was right there.
Yep.
Kennedy did not have to adjust at all. Just put your hands up and snag it. first down, Jacksonville, a Bill McCray Ford first down.
2 left, 1 right. Clater and Hinojosa in the backfield. Clater takes a snap, dropping back, looking to the right.
Luttrell.
For Latrell Rivers, who's going to pick up another Bill McCray Ford first down inside Pirate territory down to the 41-yard line.
And Latrell doesn't look right either. I mean, he just did not have – I mean, he's staying in there. He made a good catch. He got vertical, picked up some more yards for the Bill McCray Ford first down, but just didn't have that pop. You know, he got hit on the knee in the first half and had to be helped off a little bit, but he's back in the game. Good catch.
2 each way. McEwen in motion. The pass is to Hinojosa, who's going to catch and be taken down by 2 Pirates for a pickup of about 3 yards.
Yeah, you notice Pine Tree right there. They didn't take the Latrell Rivers came in and kind of little chip right there. A lot of people call that a pick, but as long as you look like you're going in a route, officials won't call that. But the linebacker got off of him, makes the tackle on Hinojosa, but he does pick up 2, 2nd and 8. Mallard checks in at the X for Jacksonville.
3 left, 1 right. Clater takes the snap, dropping back, looking downfield, fakes, and he is going to be taken down in the backfield.
Looking for Mallard. Mallard made a nice little inside move, and then he looped toward the middle of the field, and Clater, the pocket broke down, and he got his throwing motion going, and he just had to pull it down and take off because it would have been a bad situation. You trying to throw that ball with people bearing down on you.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that he necessarily had anybody that was open that he was trying to throw
in the middle of the
to
field,
either,
he had Mallard for a moment. He just couldn't get the throw off. 3rd and 10 now for Jacksonville.
2 each way. Clater takes the snap, dropping back, looking to his left, and it is almost picked off there.
Yeah, well,
pass intended for Devin McEwen there, but just a little low.
But well played. I mean, that was just a good defensive play. And it's number 29. That's Tyler Neal.
Bring up 4th and 10 here for the Indians from the Pirates 41.
Interesting here.
This is about where we saw that fake punt in the first half,
yeah,
but who knows? I don't know that they would try that again.
Well, Darian Jones is not in the game, the punter, so they're not punting.
But it looks like the Indians are going to go for it here.
Unless they're going to try to draw them off right here maybe with a hard count.
2 each way.
Timeout.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, Wayne Coleman just wanted to see the defensive look right there, and he saw it and said, nope, let's call timeout and we'll punt it.
Probably a good decision.
Good decision. Let's take a break.
All right. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium, where the Indians are facing a 4th and 10 from the Pirate 41. It looked like before we went to a break there and they called timeout that, they're going for it, and Clater's coming back on the field.
Yeah, no Darian Jones, the punter. He is not in there in Jacksonville, wanting to hold serve, if you will, here. Can't believe they won't score on a drive, so they're going for it. We're 2 for 2 in the first half on 4th down conversions.
Clater takes the snap, drops back, pass is just a little outside of the reach of Isaiah Mallard there.
Threw off his back foot. Clater.
Yep.
He just looked like he just had a little pressure right there, and he had time to get rid of the football. And then just a little bit off right there. The deep out route for Jacksonville, that has not been Patrick Clater's forte in 2020. I mean, he's a lot better when he gets to plant and throw a dart. When he has to throw the floater, it just hadn't been there for him. So Jacksonville gives the ball up on downs to Pine Tree.
First stop of the game for either team. Freeman takes the snap, hands off to Morgan, who runs up the middle for a gain of about 3 yards.
There's a nice stop there by number 40, Caden Franklin, the sophomore for Jacksonville. As Peter Torres also in on the tackle. Again, Jacksonville with that 3-4 defense. See if Jacksonville can match the stop. 2nd and 7, Pine Tree.
Freeman takes the snap, and he's going to hand off to Morgan again, who's going to run up the middle and is taken down by, I don't know if, it almost looked like he tripped over his linemen that were on the ground there.
But part of that, you got to give credit. Caden Franklin again, the sophomore. Yeah, and Kevin Hernandez, the senior, who moved from linebacker to left tackle on that defensive front. And he was also helped trip him up, so it's a 3rd down chance for Jacksonville to get off the field. 3rd and 4, Pine Tree.
Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand off again.
Oh, they got him.
The Indians have got him.
Stop.
Wow.
How about that?
What a defensive play there from Bryson Tatum.
Let's see if Kerry Lane, the Pine Tree head coach, decides to go forward on his end of the field like Wayne Coleman did. So 4th down.
4th and 4.
Yeah, the loss of a
from the
yard.
Pirates' 47-yard line.
Boy, all that.
The Indians can get a stop here. That is huge.
So 4th and 4. As Pine Tree was 1 for 1, it was a score when they went for it on 4th down in the first half.
2 receivers left, man in motion. Freeman is going to take it himself, and he's got lots of running room to the 10, and he's taken down at about the 8-ish yard line there.
Okay, from now on, no more 4th downs for Pine Tree, okay? I mean, the last time it was 4th down, they scored from 28. This one is about a 50-yard run down to the Jacksonville 3.
I think they're spotting him at the 5.
At the 5, okay, 48. Oh, wow.
Freeman has some wheels there, Matt.
Man, he can go. But he had a pretty big hole, too.
He did, yeah. No question about that. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. And Jaden Smith is going to make his way down to about the 2-yard line. I think they may spot him. Yeah, they're going to spot him at the 2.
Man, Jaden Smith, it's like trying to tackle a fire hydrant. 5'5", 202.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a bowling ball. Look at him back there. Trips him up at the 2, so 2nd and goal.
Freeman takes the snap, hands off to Smith again, and it looks like he's in for the touchdown.
Jaden Smith with the score. It's obvious that he's there, Bryson Tatum inside the 5. He looks like he might squat, about 1,400 pounds with those legs. He's
got lots of power.
Yeah, he's pretty strong. So Pine Tree gets the score as the Pirates now 5 for 5. 5 possessions, 5 scores. Here's the extra point.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty, and this one from Brant Herber is up, and it is good. So with 6:06 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Pine Tree takes the lead 35-21. We'll take a break and come back in just a moment. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium, where Pine Tree has it teed up as they have taken a 35-21 lead here in Longview. Brant Herber kicks off.
Trouble. Go get it.
And he's going to kick it out of bounds.
Oh,
it's going to go out of bounds about the 28-yard lines where they're going to spot it, but that should come up to the 35 for a kick out of bounds.
Yeah, Ryan, I was saying that was trouble because it was a high kickoff. It did go out of bounds, but
it was
so close. I mean, he almost dropped that like a 9-iron on the green. just where Pine Tree could recover it. And fortunately, I mean, Casey Kennedy was backing up. He fell down on his back. And fortunately, when the ball came down on the second hop, it hit the white out of bounds. So Jacksonville at the 30, their own 30. Check that. It's the 34, so they'll mark it from the spot. You get that choice if you're coach. You can kick it again or take the penalty from where it went out of bounds, and that's what Jacksonville will do. So the Fightin Indians stopped on that last drive, the first time that either team has been stopped.
Now they're moving the ball again.
Yeah.
Maybe a little confusion there. I mean, I thought it went out about the 28-yard line. But Clater takes the snap, hands off to Hinojosa, who runs to the right, but he is met by a group of Pirates there.
Wow. I mean, there is some beef up there up front. Look at Dylan Evans. I want you to look at this kid, Ryan. Look at number 14. Do you see him?
Yes.
Freshman, 6'5", 250. 6'5", 250.
Goodness gracious.
And he's not fat. Gah.
No, he's a
big boy.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Clater takes the snap.
Panic.
Oh, man. That is not good for Jacksonville. Clater takes the sack. He's going to lose about 8 yards there, it looks like.
Again, I really think that one of the Jacksonville receivers, one was supposed to run a slant, and the other one was supposed to run the go, and it's they just got confused, and they both ran the same route, and Patrick was looking in the middle of the field, and it was Darian Jones. Instead of running a slant, he just kept running a go route. There was nobody there to throw the ball to. Patrick had to eat it. 3rd and 16.
3rd and 16, 2 each way.
Oh, man.
Pass is just broken up there. It sure looked like to me that Jacksonville.
It was the hook and ladder.
Jumped a little bit there.
Yeah, but the play, they may have jumped, but the play was the hook and ladder. Latrell Rivers was going to catch it, and he was going to pitch it to Hinojosa coming out of the backfield.
Pine Tree was all over.
They were all over it.
Yep.
So here's Darian Jones to punt the football standing at his own 15.
I would assume that they're not going to fake this one.
I would assume that's probably a good call, Ryan.
Jones back in position to punt the ball away. It's a low snap, bounces back to him, but he gets it off, and it's a good kick. It's going to be fair caught about the 40-yard line there by Keelan Turner.
Nice job by Darian again, and of course one of his first punt was a fake, and he picked it up off the ground just like that one.
Mm-hmm. That was the hardest part about punting is just being able to field that ball when it comes back that. So
Aiden Gay is the deep snapper, and again he's out. He's been out the last couple of weeks, and Bauer's doing a great job, doing the best he can. You don't just pop in there and start snapping.
Well, it's a lot different playing center than it is playing a deep snapper.
Absolutely.
Freeman takes the snap. He's looking to his left, complete to Keelan Turner. And he's going to be taken out of bounds around the Jacksonville 44-yard line.
Just a good route right there. And Clayton for Jacksonville does a nice job keeping the powerful number 6, Keelan Turner, who's had a big game so far for Pine Tree catching the football. Just keeps him in front of him. But not before Turner gets a first down into Jacksonville territory at the Fightin Indian 45. Guys, this is where you can get away from if you don't get a stop.
One receiver each side. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Ethan Morgan, who's going to make his way up for about a 6-yard.
It's interesting. I mentioned earlier that Pine Tree had 2 running backs that were really good. I mean, we've seen Ethan Morgan, but Tyler Sheffield was the starter last year, and he had a lot of yards. He must be out. He must be injured or something. Maybe they're resting him. I haven't seen him tonight in the backfield, but he's the leading rusher for Pine Tree, not Ethan Morgan. So maybe he's dinged up or something. I don't know. Actually, I see him on crutches on the sideline. I just looked at him. I found him. That's why he's not playing.
Freeman takes a snap, hands off to Morgan, and he's
Lord.
Got lots of room to run. Inside the 10, inside the 5, and the Indians are trying to take him down, keep him out of the end zone.
They do.
And they do, but not before he makes his way down to about the 1 yard line is what it looks like from up here.
Boy, great downfield blocking by Pine Tree as Nikema Williams was just shoving Isaiah Mallard, just pushing him down the field. As Mallard was trying to get his footing so that he could get up the field and help make the tackle, Williams just stalk blocked him, just kept him on his heels, pushing him back, and Morgan gets it to the 1 before he stopped. 1st and goal, Pine Tree.
1st and goal for the Pirates. 1 receiver each side. Freeman takes the snap, hands off to Morgan, but he's taken down in the backfield by Darian Jones.
Darian coming off the edge.
He is pumped about that one. That was a great defensive play.
You know, and he was on the right side.
He came all the way across.
He came all the way around, and it wasn't a slow developing play by Pine Tree. I mean, he just showed his speed right there coming off the edge and turns it as Rivers will check out of the secondary, and Devin McEwen will check in. So 2nd and goal at the 5 after the big tackle by Darian.
2 receivers right for the Pirates. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Morgan, who is unmet. I mean, he just basically walked right in there.
Well, Jacksonville is just not getting off the blocks. I mean, that's it. That's just the key. Either that or Pine Tree's just doing a good job of holding the block. I guess it's probably a little bit of both. But as you said, Ryan, he just ran into the end zone from the 5, literally untouched because of the fantastic blocking of Pine Tree's offensive line.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. The snap is back, the kick is up, and it is good. So Pine Tree takes a 42-21 lead here with 2:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll step away for a quick break. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information about Jacksonville High School, please visit jisd.org.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
And welcome back to Pirate Stadium as the Pine Tree Pirates have just taken a 42-21 lead over the Indians. Brent Herber has it teed up for the Pirates, set to kick it away. And that was a surprise onside there, Matt. That was good coverage.
Yeah.
By Damian Saldivar.
Wow,
nice. Is that right?
Yeah, Damian Saldivar.
Wow.
He's been getting some time a little bit in the secondary, and boy, you like to see the senior like Saldivar step up, and that was not an easy ball. It was a knuckle ball, just dribbling. Took 2 hops, and boy, he smothered it. Jacksonville will get the short field here. And boy, don't they need it. Down 3 scores with 2:24 remaining in this 3rd quarter. This goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. You got to score in this drive. I mean, you have to stay in this thing.
Player takes the snap, fakes the handoff to McEwen, and makes his way up for a Bill McRae Ford first down inside Pirate territory to about the 40-yard line.
Nice play call by Josh Moore, the Jacksonville offensive coordinator. It was a fake jet sweep to Devin McEwen, and Pine Tree just bit all over it, and Patrick just pulled it. It wasn't a read. He pulled it on purpose. And boy, a nice sales job by McEwen, like he had the ball. So first down, Jacksonville.
2 each way for the Indians. McEwen in motion. Clater throws it, and it hits off the helmet of Hinojosa there.
Yeah, but you got to give credit to number 27, Sam Williams. He got in the passing lane a little bit, and that's what obscured the football as it was coming to Hinojosa, and he just lost it as Williams kind of got in front of the ball, and all of a sudden, boom, there's the ball right on top of your head. Didn't have a chance to get his hands up for it. 2nd down 10. Stops the clock with 1:49 remaining in the 3rd with the ball at the Pine Tree 40.
You know, maybe it's just because I'm doing play-by-play this week, but the game seems like it's going by pretty quickly.
That's probably what it is.
2 each way for the Indians. Clater takes the snap, looking, pumps, and Latrell Rivers makes the catch.
Nice. That's the way to go, high point the football.
Great catch there, down to the Pine Tree 19, and he is going to pick up another Bill McRae Ford first down.
And Rivers will check out, and again, he's just not 100%, but I tell you, the way he caught the football right there looked like he was. I just love the way that the senior went up and just high-pointed the ball. Good throw by Patrick. Fighting Indians in business inside the red zone at the Pine Tree 19, first down.
1st and 10 for the Indians. 2 left, 1 right. Clater takes the snap, and there is a flag on the play.
It's probably procedure. It looked like the ball wasn't snapped.
False start.
Yeah, it looked like 3 guys on the left side went ahead and took off before the ball was snapped, and a little miscommunication there. So this is don't shoot yourselves in the foot right here. This is not where you want to start making mental mistakes like that.
No, you want to inside the 20
finish
here, and now we're backed up outside the red zone. So
that's an unforced error. You just can't have those.
It is. Clater takes a snap, looking left, and it's tipped.
Nope, Mallard just
by Ryan Livingston.
Did it? Was it tipped before it got to Mallard?
That guy was in between Mallard and the ball.
Good
and
call,
it went
Ryan.
off the hands of number 40 there, Livingston.
Yeah. And almost picked off in the secondary. I thought I saw Mallard get a hand on it, but I guess he didn't.
If he did, it was after it was tipped.
Yeah, he did. That's what I saw. But that's why Mallard didn't catch it, because it got tipped. So, 2nd down, 15 now.
Second down, 15 to go for the Indians.
2nd and 15. Clater takes the snap, looking left. Got a man on him, and he is going to be taken down in the backfield.
Man, what a struggle it has been for Hagan Ray, the sophomore, having to come in for Zalatil. You know, it's tough for a sophomore to come in against the #1 team in the district on the offensive line and just fight off some of these guys that Pine Tree has up front. He just couldn't keep his man off Patrick there. Loss on the play, 3rd down, 18 now. Jacksonville has to get all the way down to the Pine Tree 9-yard line to get a first down. Right now, they're at the Pine Tree 27.
2 each way for the Indians. Clater takes the snap, dropping back, looking right.
Yeah!
He has
Tony Pinson. Wow.
He has Tony Pinson.
What a strike by
for
Patrick.
the touchdown.
Now, Ryan, that's the slant route that I saw earlier where Mallard was open, and Patrick just couldn't get the throwaway because he was under pressure. That time, the offensive line gave Patrick just enough time, and Tony Pinson, the junior, gets the big catch for the score from 27. Here's Solano out of the hole of Clater.
Homes and Property extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. It is up and it is good, which brings the score to 42-28. Pine Tree still leading the Indians, but a great drive put together. Let's take a break. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium. Jose Solano has it teed up for the Indians. And he's going to get a little pop-up. He kicked it out of bounds, Matt. There was a huge hole there if he could have kept it in bounds, but just a little too far.
Well, nobody understands what a kicker does more than you do since you kicked in college. But that one, I think, maybe, if you ever, you're hitting the golf ball, which I know you're going to try to do tomorrow. Good luck with that.
I am.
And I mean, you think you're just hitting a nice little sand wedge, and all of a sudden you just hit a line drive over the green.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah, I just didn't quite get enough air under it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if he had, there was a huge hole there, and that would have been a really good opportunity to steal a possession back.
42-yard line after the penalty marked off for Pine Tree. Their own 42 to start this drive. Again, Pine Tree has scored on every possession. Can you get a stop?
Freeman takes the ball, hands off to Morgan, and he is met by the Indians.
That's a good start. Nice job, Kevin Hernandez. Also in there on the tackle is Gerardo Ramirez.
Yeah.
The senior. That's going to be the end of the third quarter, but we still got a ball game here in Longview, guys.
We do. So through 3, Pirates lead the Indians 42-28. As they switch ends, we'll take a break. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as the Pine Tree Pirates have the ball at their own 43-yard line after a kick out of bounds. We're starting the fourth quarter. 2 right for the Pirates. Freeman takes the snap, hands off to Morgan, who is going to pick up a first down, it looks like, Matt.
Well, he got tripped up, and, you saw at the end of the play right there, if he keeps his feet, he's going to score. And he just got tripped up just beyond that first down front stick to pick up the first down, I should say.
First and 10 for the Pirates. They have 2 receivers right. Freeman takes the snap, hands off to Morgan once again.
Nice.
And Bryson Tatum has him for about 2-yard gain. Great tackle.
Boy, and Ramirez really filled that up for Jacksonville and gave himself up and kind of paid for it a little bit. Big 77, only 267 pounds, falling on Ramirez, who goes probably about 190 at the most. And he just gave himself up, and that's what allowed Bryson Tatum to make the tackle. Rivers checks in for McEwen in the defensive secondary for Jacksonville.
2 receivers left. Man in motion. Freeman takes the snap, hands off.
Got him.
To Morgan again.
Tatum.
And he is gotten in the backfield.
Wow, nice tackle
Great
around the
tackle
ankles
for Bryson Tatum there.
And you see where Bryson Tatum, the senior, do you see how he tackled him? He didn't hit him in the shoulder pads. He knows where to go.
Yep.
Just slid down the body, wrapped his ankles up, clicked them together like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Boom, he's down.
Bring up 3rd and 9 for the Pirates.
You didn't say anything about my Wizards of. Not only do they have the most in East Texas, but they're number 8 overall in Texas high school football history.
Well, you know, Matt, you send these to me so I can put them on the broadcast every week. And when I saw it, I was like, you know what? We're going to Longview this week. I think it's going to be Longview.
Ding, 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 ding. 737 wins. Longview, Texas puts him number 8 overall and the most in East Texas. In a minute,
We finally got a question right.
You did. I'll give you a bonus question in a minute. We'll go with the second team. Before we got 4th down and 6. Can Jacksonville get the first defensive stop of the game here?
2 left, 1 right. Freeman over the middle.
They
and
did!
It is incomplete.
How about that?
Great
Indians
stop for the Indians. That is huge.
looking for his go-to receiver, Keelan Turner, and that was just not a very good throw
Just
by
a little
DJ
low.
Freeman.
No,
Yeah, it was,
Turner did not have a good. He was a little past the ball. He had to come back for it, and he still was not able to catch it.
So Jacksonville gets the turnover on downs with 9:44 remaining in the game. You're down 2 scores. This thing's still happening here in Longview.
And good field position once again.
Yep.
Jacksonville has 3 right, 1 left. McEwen in motion. Clater hands the ball off to McEwen, and he's going to make his way, but not before he is met by a slew of Pirates.
The jet sweep is not going to work against Pine Tree. I'm sorry. It just isn't.
Almost every time they put McEwen in motion, they just know that that's probably what's coming, I think.
They faked it a minute ago, and Clater kept it, and he got about 12 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And they were coming to the short side of the field, so that less space right there for McEwen's speed. McEwen will check out. He does pick up 4 yards, though. That's a good spot for him. 2nd and 6.
Clater takes the snap, hands off.
Dominique Hosa.
Hosa is running tonight, Matt.
He is.
Man, he's got like 5 guys on him there, and he is just running.
And he's running for his life on that one. He had 4. It took 4 Pine Tree Pirates to bring down Dino Hinojosa.
They'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Wow, what a physical run by Hinojosa. I mean, that's the toughest 2-yard run you'll see. So here's 3rd and 4 for Jacksonville, and this is a must conversion. Jacksonville's got to have this down 2 scores with 8 minutes to go.
2 right, 1 left for the Indians. Clater takes the snap, looking downfield. He's got Darian Jones, but I think
incomplete.
It is in and out of his hands as he's hit.
Yeah, it was a low throw to Darian. Patrick he's not getting his feet set.
It looked to me like Jones caught it, and when he got hit, where they hit him on the ball, and it just squirted out.
Yeah, but it was so low. I mean, if he did have it for just a moment, he was pinning it against his leg. It was that low. But maybe he did, and they jarred it loose. Nevertheless, it's 4th down, and the Indians are going for it. 4th down and 4 at the 48 of Jacksonville.
2 left, 1 right. Clater takes the snap, looking to the left. He's got Devin McEwen.
Beautiful pass by
Big
Patrick.
first down there.
Again, guys, when Patrick Clater plants his foot and gets for that throwing motion, that's his best delivery. When he's backpedaling and he's got to float it, that's just not his pass. So I hope we don't see that the rest of the year.
And that'll take the Indians inside the Pine Tree 40 to the 39 for another Bill McRae Ford first down.
But, players have their strengths, and his strength is a laser rope, plant off that back foot and follow through.
Yep.
First down.
Clater takes the snap, drops back, and he is escaping the pressure and is going to pick up about 4 yards, Matt.
Well, he's looking downfield to Mallard, and he just did not have the protection. He could never get his feet set in the pocket. It broke down.
It was closing in on him quickly.
And he was going for Mallard. Mallard was running the post route, and he was ready to throw it, and he had to get out of there. And fortunately for Jacksonville, he'll pick up 4 on a broken play. Patrick Clater, 2nd and 6 for Jacksonville.
2 receivers each way. Clater takes the snap, hands off to Hinojosa, and he is
look at him go.
Gonna pick up huge yardage.
Wow.
Inside the Pine Tree 15 down to about the 13-yard line.
What a
for a huge first down.
Physical run by Hinojosa. He had no less than 4 Pine Tree Pirates had their hands on him, and he just kept going. What a play. First down, Jacksonville at the Pine Tree 14. We have an injured Pine Tree Pirate on the field. Ryan, let's take a break as they attend to him.
All right, well, while he is getting looked at, we'll send it to a break. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better. Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business. Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Micah Hoffpower in the Jacksonville office at 903-586-9809. Micah's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as the Indians have a first down inside Pirate territory at the 14-yard line. Clater takes the snap, throws to McEwen. He almost brings it in one-handed there.
That's a little bit behind him, and kind of glad he didn't catch that football because he never really had a chance to secure it. I'm glad he kind of got a hand on it and knocked it down because Pirates were all over him. As Jacksonville's going to have to I think they're going to have to throw in the end zone sometime here pretty quick to loosen Pine Tree up. You know, their safeties are playing about maybe 8 yards off the ball.
Yeah.
Of course, I know they're at the back of the end zone here because it's on the 14 of Pine Tree.
They're not playing deep, though.
Look how tight they are.
I mean, right now, they're 3-4 yards across the way. So Clater takes the snap.
There it is.
There it is.
Score!
McEwen for the touchdown.
14-yard touchdown pass. We called it right before that play. Go to the end zone. They're too tight. I guess they hurt us, Ryan.
I guess so. Maybe they can hear you over there on the sideline.
There's a lot of times they don't want to hear me. So 14-yard touchdown pass. Clater to Devin McEwen in Jacksonville now with a Solano kick here, trying to get within a score with 7:05 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Extra points brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This kick is up, and it is good.
Wow.
Which brings it to the Pirates 42, Indians 35. Indians have brought it back within a touchdown. We'll take a break real quick. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium as the Indians have closed the gap to one score. Solano, it's a nice little onside, but too high, and Pine Tree is there.
I don't know what happened right there, but that ball hit the ground and went up. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was an onside kick.
But he didn't fair catch it though. I mean, he was live. They just blew the whistle when he caught it. I don't get that, but nevertheless, it didn't work. So, guys,
you're not supposed to advance an onside kick.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Tell me the rules. Come on. All right, can't advance an onside kick.
I guess that's what they were taking it as.
Well, you can't. That's correct. So here's DJ Freeman at his own 45.
2 receivers left. He's going to hand it off.
Tackle. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Number 22,
Ethan Morgan is gashing the Indians tonight.
Cuts back against the grain, as they say. One of those old phrases right there, but it's when you plant that left foot and everybody's going this way and then you go this way and you're fast like Ethan Morgan is, you're going to pick up a big gain. So he switches the 45s, basically.
Down to the Indian 42 for a first down. 2 receivers left for Pine Tree. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Morgan again, who runs up the middle and is taken down. Can you spot who that is, Matt?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I think it's Morgan with a carry.
Kevin Hernandez, is that it?
That's it. Yeah, Hernandez. Yeah, with the
Hernandez
tackle.
on the tackle.
Yep. I was watching the scrum. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was watching the scrum between Jacksonville's Hamlet and number 2. the squat body, Jaden Smith. They break that up. 2nd and 7 now for Pine Tree.
2 receivers left. Man in motion for Pine Tree. Freeman takes the snap, runs right, and he is deep into Indian territory, down about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, I just
for another first down.
Slipped a tackle and came off a wide receiver block, and he just accelerated. I mean, Freeman's got a gear that a lot of high school football players just don't have. And he shifted down, and you could see the puff of smoke come up, and he went straight up the field, and Jacksonville was able to trip him up at the 19.
He does, but the Pine Tree offense is doing a great job of opening up room for him to run, too.
Yes.
I feel like they have been in this formation the whole night. Freeman takes the snap, hands off to
nice.
Morgan up the middle. He's going to pick up
easy.
about 4 yards.
Stop playing, fellas. Kevin Hernandez with a tackle for Jacksonville. Nice job filling it up.
Under 5 minutes here left in the fourth quarter.
And this is a defensive front for Jacksonville that struggled in the first quarter and a half. And, fellas, they came in the second half. They came out to play.
They did.
I mean, I got to hand it to them. They really have stepped up as Jacksonville's front.
We need them to step up big here, though.
They really do.
2nd and 7. Freeman takes the snap, running left. He's got lots of room over here, and he is going to be taken out of bounds about the 4-yard line.
He just so fast turning that corner. I really thought Jacksonville had really sealed the edge right there, and it looked like it
Pine
was.
Tree's receivers over here are doing a great job of blocking.
You know, blocking receivers is underrated. I mean, everybody thinks about receivers making catches, but a good blocking receiver can really make his hay. And they did there.
1st and goal from the 4. Freeman takes the snap. He's going to hand it. No, he's going to keep it himself, but he is going to scamper into the end zone for a touchdown.
Big fake that time by Freeman as he ball faked to Ethan Morgan. And Jacksonville had one shot at him in the backfield. Looked like it might have been Cleaver that got back there, but Freeman just shook him off and skips around for the score. As Pine Tree answers, Jacksonville scored 2 in a row there, and now Pine Tree about to go back up by 2 scores.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. And this kick from Brant Herbert is up, and it is good. So with 4:19 remaining in the game, Pine Tree takes a 49-35 lead. We'll be back after a short break. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Micah Hoffpower in the Jacksonville office at 903-586-9809. Micah's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium, where the Pine Tree Pirates have just taken a 49-35 lead over the Indians with 4:19 left in the game. Brant Herbert is lined up to kick the ball away for the Pirates, and he is going deep. Isaiah Mallard back deep for the Indians, catches it, and he's going to run out, and he hits a hole. He's got a huge hole, and he beats the kicker.
He's
now
going!
It's just a foot race.
They're going to get him! Oh, man!
And he's down at the 10. Wow, what a return.
Mallard caught it at his 1-yard line, maybe the goal line. It was close. We're going to call it the goal line. He made a tremendous move about the 40 of Jacksonville, going up into the alley and then just popping out of there. And he made a great move on the kicker, gets by him, but they run him down at the 10, a 90-yard return to the 10-yard line. That boy, Isaiah.
Great return. That's a huge play. 2 each way for the Indians. Clater takes the snap. He's going to go high and
out of bounds.
Really? It did not look like he was out of bounds from over here.
Yeah, he was. I mean, from where you are, I can see that, but I'm looking right at his foot, and he makes the catch. It's Rivers in the corner, but that foot was just on the line. Wayne Coleman looked at Patrick Clater and went, oh, man, come on, he was open. And that's what you got to have with 4 minutes to go in the game. You got to get that quick score.
You got to get a quick score here.
Yeah. Still need to get a quick score.
We do. 2 receivers each way. Clater takes the snap. He's going to Rivers again.
Oh, he caught it!
And he
Touchdown!
catches it this time.
What a catch from 11 yards! A double move, and then he turns around in the end zone. It's pass interference on Pine Tree. Clearly, Jacksonville will decline that. As Rivers comes down with another touchdown catch, his second one of the game. That's 4 now in the last 2 weeks for Rivers. I can't tell you what a perfectly thrown ball that was by Clater. Now here's a critical extra point by Solano.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one from Jose Solano is up and good. The Indians bring it back within 1 score.
What do you know? Wow.
Great.
We got a ball game here, buddy.
We will. Oh, my goodness. We'll see how this goes. You think they're going to go onside here, Matt? I think you kind of have to with 3:52 left.
You really do.
I mean, if you don't recover it, it's not good, but we haven't been able to stop them very much on offense either.
Well, I mean, that's true. So whether you give them the ball, you may. I mean, but you don't. I mean, I know it's hard to call. I really think you got to kick it deep. I mean, or at least the pop up. I mean, that extra 20 yards, man. I mean, it's not like you want to say go score so the win can score because you're down a score.
We are talking about Wayne Coleman here, though, so there's a good chance that we're going to see an onside kick here with 3:52 left in the ball game.
Well, that last one by Solano was really close to being a pretty one if he'd have got that second hop.
They're not lined up in an onside kick formation, but we do have a tricky kickoff team here. Solano has it teed up in the middle of the field.
He's coming to the side over here.
And he's going to kind of punch it out, and it's going to roll out at the 18.
Oh, so close.
Oh, so close to being in.
Oh, and Darian Jones was he was the one closest to the sideline, kind of like the gunner on the kickoff.
If that could have stayed in, he had a good shot of recovering.
It had a backspin on it, and he was sprinting down the field. He was 2 or 3 yards short of getting that football at the 18-yard line of Pine Tree. Wayne Coleman was running he was running alongside the sideline with the kickoff. It was funny. He just threw his fist up there like, no!
And that'll bring the ball out to the 30.
Now you need to stop, man. Here.
We need to stop bad right here.
Here and now. You know what they're going to do, though? They're just going to run it down your throat.
Freeman takes the snap, hands it off to
Tatum
Ethan
got
Morgan,
him.
and that is a huge stop there.
No, easy.
The ball came out there at the end, but they'd already blown the play dead, unfortunately.
Timeout Jacksonville.
On the stop, number 10, Bryce Potato,
So
number 9.
Wayne Coleman calls the timeout, and the clock continues to run. Come on now. A little home cooking there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, there was 3:43 when they didn't stop that. Okay.
Jacksonville, that's your second charge. Timeout of the half.
All right, Ryan, I'm going to throw this bonus trivia at you here. Which team is there he goes. Did you hear that? He's putting more time on the game clock. He must have heard
That's
me.
good.
3:43, what'd I tell you? I knew I looked up there, it was 3:43 when we called timeout. Okay, which team, a minute ago, you answered it correctly. The East Texas team that has the most wins in history is Longview, also ranked 8th overall. Which team is second in East Texas all time? And by the way, they are number 17 all time in Texas. Second in East Texas, number 17 all time. All right, we'll come back. I'm going to let you think about that. We'll come back.
Okay.
2nd and 12 for Pine Tree. Can you get a stop?
Freeman takes a snap. He's running left.
Oh,
Darian
goodness.
Jones had him, but he just did not make the tackle.
Oh, man.
the keeper sweeps
So now they're going to use Freeman.
Yeah.
He gets a first down crossing over the 40.
Oh, my goodness. He is so elusive.
Hit hard by
You know, I mean, did you see the way he just kind of bent out and he made a move to the inside?
He
And then
did.
he said, okay, you think you can catch me, watch this.
Yep.
And he did the road run around the corner.
Man.
Oh, wow. Clock is turned back on as Freeman doesn't go out of bounds. Again, a seasoned veteran, 3-year starter stays in bounds.
Freeman takes a snap, hands off to Morgan this time, and he is upended.
Nice tackle
Is
by
that Casey Kennedy?
Yeah. So now Wayne
Great
Coleman.
tackle.
Wayne Coleman has one timeout remaining. And is he using it here? He's on the field like he is. Well, I guess he did, yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah, he did. So is that it? It sure is.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's good or not.
I don't either. I mean, I didn't.
I just hope we don't need that if we get the ball back.
I failed clock management in college, so I'm not sure if that's a good one or not. But anyway, I digress. Okay.
I think Brett has an answer for you.
Who does?
Brett.
I have 2 guesses for you.
All right, Brett, give it up.
My first guess is Dangerfield. All right, I'll go with my number 2 answer, Carthage. I'm out of guesses.
Ryan, you got one? All right.
I'm
Too
going
late.
to say John Tyler.
Okay, hang on just a second. We'll get back to that. Hang on. How you like my buzzer?
Freeman takes a snap, runs to the
him,
left
get him.
side.
Oh, yeah, they blew
what
him up.
a great hit there from Casey Kennedy.
Oh, they blew him up. Kept him in bounds, though. That's the only thing. And
he did, but
you
man,
stopped him.
he hit him good too.
Yeah. He popped him. 3rd down 7. This is not the play of the game. Clock continues to run with 2:44. 3rd and 7. Play clock at 23, so Pine Tree doesn't have to snap this ball until about 2:20. 2:22.
We need to stop here.
Yeah. This is a huge play. 3rd and 7.
2 receivers right. Man in motion. Freeman keeps, runs to the left side, and I think we've got him short of the first down, but it's going to be a 4th and 2 here.
Tatum makes the tackle after Freeman got out of the pocket, turned the corner. Clock continues to run. It's 4th down. Let's see what Pine Tree coach Kerry Lane does here. With a first down here, that would seal the game. So if you don't get it, you give Jacksonville the ball with no timeouts, and they're going for it. Biggest play of the game here. If you don't get a stop, it's over.
Freeman on the keeper, runs right, and I think he got it. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like the line judge on the Jacksonville side of the field
Let's see the call. Wayne Coleman's already in the field protesting where it is. And let's see the spot right here. First down.
The line judge on the other side, the Jacksonville side, spotted him like a yard past the first down.
Well, he got it on the last push. I saw that, but I mean that any coaching staff is gonna come in and try to lobby for the call. Just you lobby for votes, you lobby for elections, and you call in. You're gonna take up for you want the win. So now Pine Tree is gonna go in victory formation here and just run the clock out. As they do that.
And unfortunately,
okay, Ryan,
Jacksonville has
no
timeouts remaining.
They don't. You said John Tyler?
Yes.
That is correct.
Let's go.
Man, you're 2 for 2. I'm not emailing those to you anymore. I think you're looking those up.
I'm not looking them up.
I think you're looking them up.
Oh, man.
Man.
I'm not looking them up.
I got the fox in charge of the hen house. That is not
Am
right.
I looking them up here?
No, when I sent them to you during the week.
No, I didn't look anything up, man.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll give it to you. Well, good. I'm happy for you. That's great. I'm going to stump you next week. You know who's 3rd?
I'd have to think on that for a minute.
All right, let's watch him take one more knee to finish this thing. Dadgummit. It's 49-42. What a game Jacksonville played. Come on.
I don't know that I want to.
I saw all these posts on Smokey about 48-7. Pine Tree would win by however many they wanted to. Jacksonville came over here, and they gave the best team in the district, in my opinion, behind Texas High. They gave them a whale of a game. And
something about the Indians on the road, Matt. They show up to play.
So Pine Tree's going to win it 49-42, and Jacksonville has nothing to hang their heads about as Wayne Coleman goes over and shakes his good friend Kerry Lane's hand. They were on staff together at Gilmer for years. And Kerry Lane just shaking his head saying, you guys, y'all played your tails off. So what a game. All right, guys, let's start handing out some of our awards as Wayne Coleman will gather his team and talk to them. First, our Bone Crusher hit of the game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. If your body needs an adjustment, call Dr. Darwin Dar. He's your hometown chiropractor. He's my chiropractor, and I need an adjustment after this game in all kinds of ways. Oh, man, they were so close. The Bone Crusher hit of the game, and you're going to laugh at this one. You remember the touchdown by Casey Kennedy where he was going into the end zone, and you said, why did he slow down like that? Well, he slowed down, he went in the end zone, and a Pine Tree player came and hit him, and that guy just got demolished, and Casey didn't even get phased. So Casey, catching a touchdown pass, gets the Bone Crusher hit of the game.
I think he's a good candidate for that as well, right here at the end when he on his hit on Freeman.
Yeah, that was a good hit too. But the one I saw it was right in front of me, and I went, "This Pine Tree kid's fixing to nail you," and it was the Pine Tree kid who got nailed instead of Casey. So Casey gets the Dar Chiropractic Bone Crusher hit of the game. Now for our Jacksonville's play of the game. Play of the game is sponsored by Congratulations. Not only does Congratulations provide a weekly award to each player for the play of the game, nice little trophy each player gets, but Congratulations, they also print those amazing large format prints that are up in the foyer of Tomato Bowl. Congratulations is your hometown awards and engraving store and so much more. Play of the game, first quarter. On the first drive, Jacksonville had fourth down. Darian Jones with the fake punt, throwing a pass to Casey Kennedy to get the first down, setting up Jacksonville's first score. So Darian Jones, he caught a snap that hit the ground, faked the punt, and then he just stepped up and threw a strike to Casey Kennedy. So Darian Jones, the Congratulations play of the game. Now for our offensive and defensive players of the game, sponsored by Austin Bank, your community bank, locally owned and operated since 1900. Jacksonville's offensive player of the game, this guy played so well, played so hard, fought through a kind of a gimpy leg injury. Dino Hinojosa, what a heck of a game he had. I know Patrick Clater threw some touchdown passes. Patrick just played a whale of a game, and he could be the co-offensive player of the game. In fact, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to name co-offensive players of the game, Dino Hinojosa and Patrick Clater. Clater had an amazing first half, going 10-11, and had a good second half as well. Defensive player of the game for Jacksonville, I mean, there's so many guys that struggled, but this guy made it happen almost every time, and it's Bryson Tatum, the leader of that Jacksonville defense, the 3-year starter, had so many key tackles, none more than the previous drive, guys. When Jacksonville needed to get a stop, he was right there. So Bryson Tatum, the defensive player of the game, sponsored by Austin Bank. Again, we appreciate our sponsors, Dar Chiropractic, Congratulations, and Austin Bank for sponsoring our superlatives at the end of the game. By the way, before we get away from this, do you know who the third team is for most of history?
I'm going
to go all the way down.
I don't know
until
that I want to mess up my streak here.
I'm going all the way down until you don't get one. I'm going to stump the band.
I'm going to say Gilmer.
I got to stump the band. No, it's not Gilmer.
Okay.
There
you go.
It's Lufkin. John Tyler is second. Lufkin is third in East Texas. So how about that? And get this. John Tyler and Lufkin, statewide, they're within 3 games of each other as far as all time in ranked in Texas, 17 and 18.
Wow.
Yep. So anyway, how about that? Thank you guys for playing. Come back tomorrow. We'll have our prizes we'll be handing out. So now, I guess Todd's not mic'd up, is he?
He's I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Stats until we get Wayne Coleman.
All right, our Indians finished tonight 349 yards on offense, 56 plays, averaging 6.2 yards per play, 258 yards passing, and 91 yards rushing. Sorry.
191. That's the most this
Well,
year.
no, 91.
Oh,
So
91.
91.
Oh, okay.
I was correcting there.
Okay,
Sorry. And we did finish no turnovers for the night.
There you go. That's why you only got beat 7.
That was positive, yes. 20 first downs with 5 first downs rushing, 15 passing. We were 4 of 9 on third down and 3 for 4 on fourth down.
All right, here comes Wayne Coleman.
Okay.
We have Coach Wayne Coleman with our All Smiles post-game interview. Coach, man, y'all came over here and gave the number 1 team, we're tied for district lead, Pine Tree, undefeated Pine Tree, all they wanted. Wow. And just a tremendous both halves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our kids battled. Our kids, I mean, I told the kids we're getting better every week. The schedule has fallen kind of where we get Marshall and Pine Tree back to back. So maybe nobody thinks we're getting better. We know inside the field house, inside that locker room right there, we know we're getting better. Nobody thought this was going to be a 7-point game tonight. No, I don't know what we were. We were probably 28-point underdogs. I don't know. And we're a backspin away on that kickoff right there from getting the ball and going down there and going for 2 to win.
Yeah, Darian was close to getting that one.
We were there, buddy. I mean, it's a game of inches. Everybody knows that.
Coach, another game like 2 weeks ago when you had no turnovers. Tonight, a clean game. Penalties, none, hardly any. I can't think of maybe 1 or 2. No turnovers, and you get beat 7 by an undefeated team. I mean, I think it's clear what has to happen, and you guys came out tonight and said, forget the posters, forget all the people on the website saying it's going to be 48-7 or whatever, and look, this is going to turn some heads.
Oh, I don't, obviously the kids are disappointed they want to win, right? But, we just want to keep raising our level of play every week. And we slipped back a little bit last week against Marshall. We just slipped a little with the turnovers. And we played clean tonight, and that gives you a chance to beat a good football team.
Coach, in the second half, I mean, in the first half, obviously you didn't get any stops on defense. And of course, then you got the big stop on fourth down. It's hard to stop a team like Pine Tree when they got a guy named DJ Freeman in the backfield. They didn't use him much in the first half, but when they needed him, that's when they used him. But you really came out in the second half, and I thought your front played much better defensively in the second half.
I thought the adjustments that were made in the locker room at halftime were great by the defensive staff. I thought the kids executed the plan well, and I've already said this, we're a backspin away on a kickoff, and on that fourth down play, DJ Freeman gets it by half a yard. That's how far we are away from having a chance to win the game.
Coach, I know you can build on this, and I know, and I can tell with the emotion in your voice that it's frustrating you don't get the win, but it's also got to be satisfying. And just to put a positive spin on this before we let you go, you're getting better and better every week. And I know last week you played a great first half, second half not so great, but tonight, 4 quarters. This is much like the Hallsville game, but Pine Tree is much better than Hallsville.
Clearly Pine Tree is really good, and that's what I told the kids. None of this matters if you don't carry this on to the next game. You have to keep building, and that's what we got to do next week at Nacogdoches.
Yeah, and that's a key because Nacogdoches it's a very, very winnable game, and for some reason your guys like to play on the road. You guys have picked up your pace on the road. Don't know what that's all about. Maybe it's less distractions, but you get to go to Nacogdoches next week, and you got a chance to get back in this district race.
It might be the power nap we get on the bus ride. I don't know. But no, I mean, Nacogdoches they're always ready for us. They play us so tough. My gosh, we thought we had an edge on them last year, and they just laid it on us. So we got to come prepared to play next week.
Coach, appreciate it. Thanks. Get you guys healthy for next week.
Thanks, Matt.
Head coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles halftime.
Post-game.
Did I say halftime?
Yeah.
Post-game. I keep doing that. Post-game interview. We appreciate All Smiles Dentistry for sponsoring all of our conversations with head coach and athletic director Wayne Coleman. Ryan, heck of a job tonight on your debut as the play-by-play guy. Aaron Swink was out this week. He'll be back next week. But, man, it's nice to know we got a guy in the bullpen that I can just kind of wave and kind of point at my right arm and say, bring him in. You know? All right. I'll toss it back up to you.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
All right. You want a few individual highlights before we close out?
Yeah. Let's get that.
Let's look at quarterback Patrick Clater. He finished the game 18 completions, 27 attempts for 233 yards and 6 touchdowns tonight and no interceptions. 6 touchdowns.
Oh, man, I'm glad I named him co-offensive player of the game. I'd have felt terrible.
Receiving, Devin McEwen, 6 catches for 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Latrell Rivers, 4 catches for 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. Casey Kennedy, 4 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. And Tony Pinson, 1 catch for 27 yards and a touchdown. Rushing tonight, Hinojosa finished 15 carries for 72 yards. And there's our highlights. So,
well, tough night for the Indians, but, overall we played really, really well. And it's one of those where you have that first drive where you receive the ball and you don't score, and that ends up being the difference in the game. Is not scoring before halftime or the first possession out of halftime. And, we got a big stop there and closed it within a touchdown, and then, they go down and score, and we just couldn't get one more stop. So that's the way that
Coach Coleman was right. I mean, the deep onside or kickoff there, we were really close.
Really close.
One more bounce, maybe it stays in and we get a shot, but made it interesting.
It did, yeah, for sure. You got any more stats, or is that it?
Nope, let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you guys for sticking with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed the game. Indians almost pulled it off here on the road from Pirate Stadium. This is Ryan Travis. Hope you enjoyed my broadcast debut. Matt Montgomery on the sideline as always. Todd Travis up here, stats, and our guest tonight, Brett Eccles, running the camera. Good night. Have a good weekend.